LadyChann.
Round 1, fight.
Yo, how you going? This LadyChann rep nonetheless, and welcome to Combox with Chan. And this is TEOFIMO Lopez versus George KAMBOSOS. Let's talk about it. I thought I'd do a quick impromptu live, get everybody in the building to come and chop it up. Let's say hi. Jetstar, my brother, in the building. AJ in the building. All right, so, as we saw, there was a weigh-in today. Let's start. George KAMBOSOS came in at 134 and some change, looking healthy. TEOFIMO came in 135 on the button, which is quite a bit of a, because we all know that there's a struggle in him making weight. Eddie Hearn even, passed a comment. He didn't look too gaunt, but he looked a little gaunt in the face. So I can see 135 is a difficulty. Everybody's welcome on the panel. Respectful, please. Trolls, if I don't know you and you come backstage, you will have to show your face to me first and foremost for a good amount of time before I let you on. Yeah? The one and only sports in the building. LadyChann, aka Lady Champ, the queen of the YTBC. That is such a nice compliment. Thank you very much, the one and only sports. Massively appreciated. Oh yeah, now we've got I'm introducing introducing AJ all day. Ding, 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 ding. What up?
What's good, LadyChann? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you loud and clear. What up, Joe?
Awesome. What up, Joe?
What up, Joe? Talk to me. Did you see? Yeah. Hey, Fish. Let's shout out the people. Hey, Fish. What up, Joe? Fish. Oh, thank you very much. That was such a nice compliment to say. I appreciate that. Jedster's in the building, our brother from another. Yeah.
Good, Jed?
Yeah. So, did you see the weigh-in?
I did, yeah. I caught glimpses of it. I didn't see the whole thing through, but I pretty much, saw the highlights. But TEOFIMO, his muscle tone is gone. I don't know what's yeah, that's not a good sign, man. I mean, I know he everybody was saying he didn't look good, but what I noticed is his muscle definition is kind of gone from his last weigh-in, and
yeah.
Boy.
Not looking the greatest, to say the least. I think, as we can confirm, and he said it, 35 is too hard for him to make.
Yeah, he needs to move up soon. He needs to move up soon.
Yep. We got another guest in the building. I'm introducing introducing outlaw boxing. Ding, 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 ding. What up, Joe?
What's up, sis? What's going on?
What's up, Jetstar? Jeds, I wrenched you up as well.
Oh yeah, cool as. All good.
Yeah, because I realized you didn't have one, neither did Alex. So the family have to be wrenched up. And if you ever are not on the panel, or even when you are on the panel and you see some foul-ish, don't hesitate to time people out, block them if it's mad extreme. We like to time people out if it's some kind of racism on any sides, black, white, Chinese, anything. We're not accepting it. That is a straight block. Any unruly other behavior, you be timed out. If you continue, it turns into a block. So yeah, that's what we do. So
under the block party, Send them to the block party,
It turns into the fucking block party, doesn't it, Jetstar? That's what it does. Jed, guys, did you see the weigh-in? What are you thinking about Teofimo's weight? He came in 35 on the button. That's always, to me, when you come on the button, then it's always, I know that was hard for you to make, because you know when it's easier for them to make, they come just a little bit under, because by the time they rehydrate, they're not too much over. It just shows that their body is fine being that weight. Teofimo, you know, he came in on the button. You know, when he rehydrates tomorrow, he's coming in as a welter. He's coming in.
He was up. Yeah, but he was huge in the Lomachenko fight, man. I was wondering what his rehydration weight was. It's like, good God, he's big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they should go back to same day weigh-ins.
Yeah. I mean, I think they stopped that because that was too much of a health risk. I mean,
it was. You had fighters getting brain damage and that, you know, because they were dehydrated the day of the fight, but it stops all this.
Yeah, true.
It stops. Yeah. I don't use this term, but it stops this so-called weight bullying. You know what I mean? It does stop that. And but so yeah, I would like to see that. I mean, boxing's a dangerous sport anyway, so so I would like to see same day weigh-ins.
Me too. Like it was back in the day. So even Eddie Hearn called out, you know, saying that Teo does look a bit drained and it's a struggle for him to make 35. So in my opinion, you know, your health comes first. As much as we say we'd like to see Teofimo fight Devin at 35 and the other cats at 35, this is going to be his last fight at 35. He is going to have to move up to 40. But in my opinion,
that's not next. The Devin Haney fight's not next, in my opinion. I'm not confident that happens next.
The Haney fight's definitely not happening at 35. He's going to move up to 40 and he wants Josh Taylor. But the thing is, Josh Taylor is moving to 47. And that, in my opinion, dude, if you're moving, you haven't fought everybody that you need to fight at 35. So when you go up to 40, you're going to have to be like mindful of, you can't just go for the big cats. Fight the other cats now that are at 40. You know,
and like you know what the crazy thing is about this whole situation?
Mm-hmm.
All this fight was delayed. It's all Teo's fault. If he had just had the fight on Top Rank earlier in the year, like he was supposed to, then we wouldn't be here now.
That's true.
I mean, here we are a year later. He wanted to play, you know, he wanted to act like he's Mr. Big in the Bridges. He's the cash cow. He's Mr. Diva. And, you know, then Triller defaulted and the fight fell in the match room. So, like, if he had just, because in hindsight, I know, you know, we don't have a lot of love for Bobby. He was right. He said this was not a pay-per-view worthy fight. We should do it. And then we'll put him on pay-per-view. And he could have had maybe 1 or 2 more fights this year. And he could have had those other fights that everybody wanted to see him in. But nope, I'm Mr. Cash Cow, even though I've never fought a pay-per-view, even though I've never, you know, made multi-millions. I'm Mr. I'm Mr. Tough Guy. I'm Mr. Big Shit now.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's my guy at 35. Teo is an amazing talent at 35.
Yeah, I respect the skill. Hey, man, after he beat Loma, he won me over. After he beat Loma, he won me over.
Yeah, this isn't the, because you know when you criticize sometimes somebody else's favorite fighter, they take it to heart. We're not downing on Teo. We rooting for Teo, but we want to just see the fights, and it's been back and forth with all of this BS, like what you said, AJ. And it could have. He said he wants to be fighting 2-3 times a year. Well, then you're gonna have to get to the weight that you need to get to and settle there, and stop chasing the big cats that were not initially in your weight category. Like you're calling out Josh Taylor from 35. Like these are the things that, you know, you got Andrade calling out Canelo at 60. Like things like this doesn't make sense.
I mean, make up your mind. It's like who do you want to fight? Because like didn't you shake hands with Eddie Hearn to fight Devin Haney next? But now you're calling out Josh Taylor. Make up your fucking mind.
He's saying that he will fight Haney next, but Haney needs to go to 40. So I mean, if Haney really wants to fight, if he goes to 40, does that belt doesn't go with him at 40, does it?
No, not at all.
So what's the point then?
I mean, Josh Taylor is the. Sorry, go ahead,
that's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think Lopez is doing as well, lad. I think he's waiting for Taylor to probably move up. So he's saying he wants to fight him, but I don't know how really is about that. But I think when Taylor moves up, I think Lopez will move up and try and get one of them vacant belts. I think that's what the plan is.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys hear what Teo said? He said he gave Crawford and Porter his highest paydays. Did y'all hear that?
I don't get that at all.
What the hell is he talking about?
That's,
like, is he?
I don't get it.
That was wild, man. It's like, oh, this
Since
dude has
he's
lost
got
his
them
mind.
belts,
He's gone mad.
Got them belts, his personality has changed. It's
no,
like
because I was on the live with Tony's reviews, right, and we touched on a lot of things. Yeah. And Tony, he I mean, go watch his prediction video. He put it up on his channel. He was just saying like how Teo has become a diva because he criticized Lomachenko for being one, but now look at him. It's like, dude is like, I mean, it's just insane. How much him and his dad have like just gone.
It's
I mean,
his
like,
dad, man.
God, I mean, it's like delusion's not even the word anymore. It's like they've gone beyond that.
They've gone above and beyond. They're doing the most, and it's like you keep pushing the. It's not his fault that he thought he was undisputed because when he fought Loma, it was introduced as an undisputed fight, and then obviously, as everybody's gone in on him and gone in on Mauricio Suleiman and backed up Suleiman against the wall, all of a sudden Suleiman's like, oh, well, actually, he's unified. Dude, you set all of this rubbish. And now Teo, unfortunately, is paying the price of it. But what Teo should do, he should drop trying to push that he's undisputed. Just
because he isn't. At the end of the day,
you're unified. You've done amazing. Yeah, just wait until you can prove that you're undisputed. Nobody's taking away the accolades that you've already achieved because they've been amazing. But don't make yourself look stupid on behalf of Mauricio Suleiman. Just say, all right, I'm unified. Fuck it. That's me. I'm unified.
I mean, because everybody keeps dissing Devin for how he got the belt. He's an email champion. But bottom line, however he got it,
he's got the belt.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. He's got the belt. It's his. And he's defended it 3 times. He's the champion there.
Yeah.
And Suleiman caused all this. Suleiman caused all this with this.
Yeah. The WB said he caused this mess.
He fucked all this up. He fucked this up. Teo and Lomachenko should have been for undisputed, but this fucking bullshit franchise belt ruined it all.
Ruined it.
Exactly.
But see that's why Lopez and Haney should be fighting now instead of this fight. Instead of this meaningless fight, we should be seeing Haney and Lopez.
Jed, that was my point. Jed, that was my point. That's why I said like if Teofimo had the fight earlier in the year, like he was supposed to, because it's a mandated fight that he could have fought Haney after that.
Yeah, or even Lomachenko rematch. I'd still like. I wouldn't mind saying that. Yeah,
either one.
Anything. Either one. Yeah.
He could have, and this is what I'm saying. This is all a mess because of Mauricio, and it's just like if I was Teo, I'd just drop saying I'm undisputed because everywhere you look, you're not listed as one of the 6 undisputed champs. When you look on the WBC's website, you're not listed on there as an undisputed champ. Devin Haney is up there as the WBC.
You go to the WBA and the IBF, the WBO, same thing. All the sanctioned body websites, WBC champ, Devin Haney, a lightweight.
Yeah. So what's that telling you? Mauricio Suleiman is like mocking. Like, at least if you're going to give the dude an undisputed title, why haven't you not put him up on your own website?
Suleiman's a joke. He's a joke. I don't take the guy seriously anymore. I really don't.
Yeah, he's a cancer to boxing. He's a cancer to the sport.
He is. He needs to get out. He needs to get out of the sport.
He needs to definitely get out of the sport. And I don't know how that's going to happen. Do you know what it really needs? Like boxing needs more like independent adjudicators where they can govern these types of governing bodies. And, when things are going wrong, so, like some jobs have a union. So if you want to go on strike, like they cover you, like you can't be sacked, but they look at the guidelines of the employer that employs you. And if the employer that employs you is doing anything bullshit, they, put sanctions on them and stuff like that.
LadyChann, I'll go as far as saying the 3 of us, we can run the fucking sanctioned bodies. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard.
I know. By the way, and we'd probably run it better.
We would.
Da Vinci 7. Who doesn't really?
You know what? It's funny because like it's like let a fighter thinking they could free somebody out for 2. I'll be like, hold on, what do you get off thinking you could free somebody out for 2 years? You'll fight who I fucking tell you to fight, or I want the belt back. You get me?
Yeah. It's just making up rules on the fly. It's sickening at this point, and it's people's careers. And then you've got the political stuff of who's on this side of the street. Al Heyman needs to go, in my opinion, as well.
Him too. He's a cancer. The PBC they need to get out as well.
Up everything. That's before Al Heyman was in the business. Fights could happen more willingly and freely. You know, you
PBC,
had
they're a cancer. They're a cancer to the sport too, because their fighters, they enforce these beliefs. They started the sides of the street cred. They hold belt hostage. They turn down unifications. They fuck those up. They fuck up undisputed fights.
Yeah.
I mean, just the PB, they need to go as well.
Yep, they definitely need to go, but I don't know how that's going to happen. Hopefully, maybe they're waiting on Canelo to give them another payday. If Canelo fights on their cards again, then you know that keeps them in business. But if Canelo floats back elsewhere, then maybe that will put a sour taste in their mouth and they'll go bankrupt. Sorry, yeah, because I know they're nearly bankrupt with giving that 50 million out anyway. So. Do you know what I mean? They need to recoup that and then some.
I mean, what's funny, Ring IQ was saying on one of his, he was saying like, you guys actually think Caleb Plant got that $10 million?
By the time, this is the thing, but probably not. They probably kept a lot on the back end. This famous fucking back end just means a new way for robbery. You know, it's the new Don King. It's just a updated Don King thing. You know, we'll give you this and you'll get this on the back end, and then you never see it. But even with 10 million, people don't realize, and shouts out to Coach Malachi, you know, like when you break it down, you know, 10 million, by the time he walks away, like, let's look at it. So he gets 10 million. 5 million goes straight to the tax man. So you're left with 5 million. Then you've got to pay Al Heyman, which is probably about 25%. So
your
that's
promoter,
like,
your manager, your team, all that stuff.
That's 2.5 mil gone off of your 5. So you're left with 2.5. Then you got to pay your network. They take a little bit as well, up to 10-15%. So that you're down to just under 2 mil. Then you got to pay your trainer, and they take like maybe a 5% fee. Then you got to pay for what your camp ran, and depending how good your camp was, a lot of people's camp run up to like a quarter of a mil. That's included in the camp, and then your day-to-day living expenses. So by the time that 10 million sounds all good, but what I've just broken down, you definitely be walking away with like a milli out of 10 mil. Like, and the thing where I big up Dillian White is, and the difference with, sorry, I digress, but I'm just going to give you an analogy of what happens with money. So Dillian White, Tyson Fury just say he gets 55% of the purse and Dillian White gets 45%. Now, you think that Tyson Fury walks away making more. No, Dillian White shouts out to Sporting Icons because Dillian White.
I saw that video.
You know why? Because he's got less people that he has to pay. Dillian White is his own manager.
He's self-managed.
He's self-managed. So all he has to pay is the tax man, break off Eddie Hearn, and a bit from his team. He doesn't have to pay a manager. He doesn't have to pay even a network as such because he's on a fight-by-fight basis.
Fury, he's got to pay.
Fury's got to pay Frank Warren.
Bob Arum.
Frank Warren, Bob Arum, the networks, MTK Global.
Got to make sure you pay that one as well.
You got your camp and your coach. So in hindsight, whatever he's getting, Dillian White absolutely walks away with more, and they're still trying to lowball him and saying that Dillian White deserves 13%. No, he don't.
CHANN is collusion at this point. There's collusion. They don't want to give him that fight by any means necessary. It's collusion.
Yeah, definitely. 1 second, guys. Just chop it up real quickly. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, all good.
Anyway, Jay, what's your prediction? What's your prediction for
tomorrow?
Tomorrow. What you
6 or 7 round. I'll go 7 round TKO. It might go a bit late. I'm going to stick with 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes like 9 or 10 because Lopez hasn't fought for like more than a year or about a year. I think.
He's coming off a year layoff.
Yeah. So I think he might take a few rounds, like lad, to like you know what I mean, bruh, to get his timing down and that, because Lopez really is a fighter that relies on his timing and stuff like that. So I think he might be rusty for a few rounds. And, and Kambosos Kambosos isn't that skilled, but he's definitely coming to win. So I think it might be a bit uncomfortable for a few rounds for Lopez, but then I think the talent gap and will take over. And when Lopez starts getting his timing down, and Kambosos will just start walking on the shots more and more, So yeah, I definitely think Lopez will stop him, but it might take a bit longer just because I think he's a bit rusty and just the time out of the ring. So, but I'll still stick with the 7-round knockout. I'll stick with the 7 rounds.
I'm going between 4th and 6th rounds stoppage.
I would if it wasn't for the layoff. I just think he might take a few more rounds because of the layoff, you know.
Yeah, I'm still going with between 4, 5, and 6. He's out of there. Kambosos is an okay boxer. Like, he's okay. I mean, he's all right. But I mean,
you know what I mean? It's funny because I actually rewatched the Lee
fight. I don't really know much about him. I just remember the Lee Shelby fight, and a lot of people was like, "Oh, he won that convincingly." To me, he just about won that. If he was that great, he would have got Lee Shelby out, and he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's like I thought the first time I watched it, but I had another look at it. And I had a different perception the second time around. I mean, I get why, like, it was, you know, he didn't seem that impressive, but I kind of saw a lot of things there that I didn't see before because I was really watching George in the rewatch, and I'm like, he could actually cause Teofimo some issues. You know, if he actually was on his A game, he really could. I feel.
Yeah, but there's always a way because Tony reviews. He's saying that basically that 1 second, guys, 1 second.
No problem.
Tony's reviews is saying basically he's calling Kambosos for the win, like that. You did,
yeah.
and he's been right with a lot of predictions.
Some people are calling Kambosos. I've seen a lot of people actually say he's going to win on here. Few people.
I just can't see it. Kambosos doesn't have the pop or the power. He don't got power, and Teo does, and Teo does.
And like I said, he'll be walking on the shots.
We've got our sister here, Lisa Bell.
What's up, Lisa? What's up? Hey. What's up, my sister?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? Coach Malachi in the building.
Hey,
yes, the building is here.
What's going on, Coach?
The family is in the building.
Hey, what's going on, man?
We came on at the same time. Yeah.
Yes. We connect like Voltron.
Going on, bro?
Yeah.
Don't we? Nice to have you, Mao, as well.
Oh, always a pleasure, LadyChann. Always a pleasure.
I just thought let me do an impromptu live, get everybody to chop it up. You know, shouts out to you, Mao. I was watching your live earlier. I was cracking up as usual. I see the fanboys coming in.
Oh my God! I was so shocked. I was like, "Oh, this." We know the King. I'm like the King one. I'm the King fan, but I was like, "Oh my God!" I see. Saying, listen, you saying you know me. You know me very well. You know how I do it. I say, well, you can't look at the title of my show. Like the title, you know.
They haven't got that down yet. They haven't figured that out yet, have they?
They look at the title and think they automatically know what it's going to be about, and it's like, nah, you know. You know me, you know it's a method to my madness,
and it always works, and they don't get it. Like, guys, like reading between the lines, what his captions are doesn't mean solidified. That's what the show is about in its entirety. There's a way that you know how he poses things, and they get their pants in a bunch, and they come on your live and chat shit. I see him in the chat.
Chen, you know this.
I just be watching like, dude, this is headache.
Chen, you know what it is? You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? They probably want to have sex with Teofimo. That's probably what it is.
This is what it looks like. And the thing is that we always saying is we absolutely like Teofimo.
Yeah, I do.
We like him. He's
I just don't like how he acts. I just can't stand how he acts.
I just don't like how he acts. Mal, did you see the weigh-in?
You know what, Shan, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see it. I didn't see it live, of course, but I did go back and see it online. So I did see it. Yeah.
And what do you think? Teo looks a bit gaunt. He ain't. What I was saying is like, and what you were saying as well. I agree. He can't make 35 anymore, so he got to put his health forward, you know, and just move up to 40.
Yeah, he's gonna have to move up to 40.
Yeah,
I agree, Shan. I agree with you.
Yeah, move up to 40 because you know he came in at 35 on the button, guys. And like I said, let me just reiterate because you guys weren't here. I just think that by the time he rehydrates, he's coming in as a welterweight. He's coming in as a welter. You can see Kambosos is naturally a small guy. Kambosos could fight at 30. You could,
I believe so. Yeah.
It'll
no
probably be
30 with no problem.
It'll probably doing better to go down to 30, and he probably would have some power.
That's why against Selby, they didn't look like Selby's a featherweight, and they didn't even look too big a weight. Yeah, they didn't look too different. No, they didn't at all.
And he still couldn't get Selby out of there.
You heard him a few times though. Couldn't get him out, but he hurt him. He did hurt him a couple times.
He hurt him. But if anybody thinks that TEOFIMO is going to get knocked out by this dude, I just don't.
No way.
I don't. The only chance I'm giving George to win is on points. That's it.
I know not triangle Furies, but if TEOFIMO fought Selby would be leaving in a box if he fought TEOFIMO Lopez.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah.
That's facts. Mal, do you want to say?
He be getting stretched out of the ring.
You can recap bits of your show as well and give us some stats and facts. Or your opinions? What do you think?
Is he on mute? I can't hear him.
Yeah, sorry about that, Shane. I was chatting with the chat.
No, I know.
I love chatting with the chat.
I know. I love it.
I'm not gonna lie, Shane. Damn. I don't know about this fight. Like, I'm not as sure as I was like months ago. Months ago when we thought the fight was gonna go down. I was very sure. TEOFIMO going to blast this guy out of the water, and he may very well still do that tomorrow. But to me, it just seems different now
because of the delay.
Yeah, the delay, and I'm like, TEOFIMO, he's acting different. Like he's a different guy
with those belts
before he fought Lomachenko versus after. Now he's just on some.
He's a prima donna. He's a prima donna.
Hey, Jay, you're right. He on some Diddy shit, Yeah. Yeah. Take that. Yeah, my son, he's the best, My son is going to
Coach. You touched on it today. This man said he gave Crawford and Porter his biggest paydays. Their biggest paydays.
I saw him say that. I didn't even report it. Whenever
I didn't understand that.
I have people who thought this was the clickbait title. I said no. I have the receipt where he said it. I have the receipt when he said it.
He said it on Boxing Social. I think.
What's his reasoning for even saying that? Like, what's his process of even trying to come to that conclusion?
You know what?
He must be on drugs. I think he started taking his dad's drugs. That's the reason.
You know what?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yep, that's it. On
yeah, exactly.
Hey, you know what, brother? I have no idea. Like, I think in their world, the way they're, like everyone and anybody that's successful, it's because of my son. My son did it first, and then we inspired the greats. Now Canelo wants to be undisputed.
It's fucking crazy. Now, could you do the super chat for Ronald?
Oh yeah, I can do it. I said, now Canelo was undisputed because my son did it first. I'm like, oh my god,
I was dying. I really dying.
And Crawford and Usyk did it first anyway. Crawford and Usyk did it for him anyway. So
hold on. And then Ellie sat back. With his D-riding. Yeah, first when TEOFIMO became undisputed, now look, everybody else wants to become undisputed now because of TEOFIMO. I'm like, oh my god, this Ellie. Oh my god, Ellie, do you have any integrity?
None. That man has no shame. He has no shame.
Done.
Hey, shout out to Big Ronald.
If that's the case, you gotta give them. If that's the case, you gotta give.
Bam, super chat on your girl.
Hey, Leroy. Super chat received.
That's the case, you gotta.
Thanks, Ronald. For that 199 super chat from Big Ronald King Finkley. Good evening. Just listening, LadyChann. Thanks, Ronald, for that.
Yeah, you thought that wasn't enough. I mean, this man TEOFIMO brought his belts for show and tell to pose with pictures with Canelo.
With everyone.
What I couldn't, man. It's like what?
Show and tell.
Can I please play the sound effect, please? I want you to hear it. Like, hold on, let me see.
Play it, please.
We did it first, and we motivate even the greats. This is different. You understand? We have Jennifer Lopez, we have Maluma, we have J Balvin, we have. So when I called him up, I was like, "Yo, what do you think? What do you think, Eddie? If we bring the belts together?" And Eddie said, that shit is a good idea. I think the only person that can beat Canelo right now is like maybe 4 years or 5 years from now, my son. You know, like Triple G and Canelo and all these guys, they're bums, bro. They're bums.
Well, once TEOFIMO became undisputed, look how
Canelo was the best thing since now.
I'm done.
Hey guys.
When you played that, I was dying because I remember when he was criticizing, he called Canelo a bum. And now all of a sudden, Canelo is the best thing since. Canelo must hear this shit and think, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man. You a horrible father. Horrible father. Fucking that guy, I don't care. Allegedly, you are taking too much drugs, my G.
Oh man,
cocaine. Guys. When he said he called Eddie and was saying like, oh, let's get all the belts together. Okay, like, if anybody thinks that's the truth, I'm turning professional and I'm winning a heavyweight title in a year.
You know the crazy part about it. How can you say he called Eddie? Eddie said it was a good idea when this wasn't even a Eddie Hearn event.
Exactly.
Thank you.
This how you know he was lying. This was not even an Eddie Hearn event. This was an all.
Maybe it was Eddie Reynoso. I think he was talking about Eddie Reynoso. You think he was talking about Eddie Reynoso?
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't believe he called Eddie Reynoso though. That's a fucking lie.
No, you didn't. That's a fucking lie.
That's bullshit.
Mentiroso. Big liar. I understand what.
Yeah, man. I
just
whatever
don't get it. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drug. I could tell he's on something, and it looks like everybody's saying that Tio's energy is totally off. And could that be down to his personal issues, guys? Of his wife
possibly
filing for a divorce. That's wild. Like,
I
mean, before we're quick to judge on the situation with his wife, we may seem sad, but I like to hear her side of the story. Maybe he's an ass. I mean, we're tired of him. Think of how he is behind closed doors.
This is what I'm saying. He probably sleeps with the belts in the bed. She has to sleep in another room. It's just me and my belt.
No, me and my belt.
Him, the belts. No. It's him, the belts, and his dad. All in the bed. Fucking hell, man.
Oh my God.
True.
That face-off was
I
can see his dad saying, "No, you got to go to the couch. Just me and my son in the bed."
Me and my son, and the baby. They've called the baby TEOFIMO as well. Oh God, how many generations? Like, let the name just change the name, please.
Oh, man. Hey, so 4 or 5 years from now, Canelo's going to get beat by TEOFIMO, according to
sure he is. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That face-off was intense, though.
Yeah, that face-off was something else.
George gonna bring the smoke, man. George is gonna bring the smoke, man. I got a feeling he's gonna bring it.
All right, let me get the super chat.
I think he's gonna be competitive.
Shout out to Graham Taylor for dropping that $2 bam super chat on your girl.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Breaking news. Thanks, Graham Taylor. Breaking news. Tio is deluded.
Oh, Shane, I gotta tell you this. Lisa,
what
AJ, I gotta tell you guys this.
What's up, man?
I have been ruffling some feathers. My enemies have been they've been dropping diss tracks on me on the low.
Pero eso usual para ti.
They haven't been saying my name, but they've been saying stuff that I say word for word on the show.
Yeah,
people been coming back telling me, and I've been laughing. I say, man, it's par for the course, man. I'm not, me, I don't.
Coach, you climbing a mountain, man. You climbing a mountain, they're gonna try to tear you down. That comes with the territory.
No, I'm saying it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I'm like, you dudes got 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, why you worried about little old me? But
little old me is growing. Little old me is growing. Undisputed in the street. They're careful.
Hey, coach. Hey, coach. Hey, if they got a problem with you, you're doing something right.
That's what I'm saying. If no one's got a problem with you, that means you're not doing anything good. Yeah,
hey, bro,
that's what it is.
You know me. I just be This shit is joke. This shit is funny to me. Like literally.
We just laugh. We be laughing. We be laughing, and they be fucking so serious.
Yeah.
Like, and at the end of the day, TEOFIMO Lopez doesn't even know you fucking exist. Anthony Joshua don't know you exist. Deontay Wilder doesn't know you exist. Tyson Fury doesn't know you exist.
I mean, you think they give two shits about you? You know what I'm saying?
They don't. They don't. They still go back to their multi-million-pound fucking mansions and don't give a shit about what we fucking say here. So I don't know why these YouTubers, these fucking, what you say, like they connect like Voltron. They think they're fucking Godzilla. They think they're fucking He-Man, masters of the fucking universe.
She said He-Man.
I
forgot about He-Man.
You forgot about He-Man now. Masters of the universe. He-Man. They think they're He-Man out here. It's just like, leave us alone. All we're doing is busting jokes and doing our shows. If you don't like it, don't come and fucking watch. They come and watch to complain. To complain. I saw that PBC woman the other day on your show, Mal. I was like, "Ooh, Mal, you better just give me a wrench."
Which one? Which one?
Give me back a wrench there.
Which one?
The one that PBC woman that was saying, "Oh, you a hater." Do you remember the woman the other day?
Yeah, but I don't.
You hating on Deontay Wilder. You hating on Errol Spence.
Yeah, but I think was it the
It was a new woman.
She came back. I think she came back and she.
They always do.
She gave me a super chat.
PBC is falling like dominoes. That's why she's mad.
She gave me a super chat.
Yeah, no. I think. What's up? Damn, I forgot her name.
No, she didn't, Mal. It weren't the same one. This
okay,
one
wasn't the same one.
You remember her the other day, about 3 days ago, and she came in on Mal's thing and saying that when we were talking about Terence Crawford, and she was like anti-Terence Crawford, saying that Errol Spence would like whip Bud's ass and Mal's just a clickbaiter.
Right. But Spence, Spence left.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
You did because you addressed her and you told her if she don't like it, leave.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You remember?
Yeah. Okay, I remember. Yeah. Just leave.
She was She-Ra.
There's no problem. I mean, I don't.
We got She-Ra.
I don't take it personal. If you don't like it, leave. We don't ask you to come here. Like
we don't.
Well, I got a message for her. I got a message for her. PBC woman, if you're listening, Spence is getting knocked out if he gets in the ring with Bud. Facts.
Yep, but this is the thing, and this is what I say, and I say, you know what? Whether I believe Crawford will beat Errol, or you believe Errol will beat Crawford, I want to see both of these brothers come together, make as much money as they possibly can. But the only way we're going to know, they got to get in the ring and fight each other.
Right.
What I'm saying.
That's all we talk about.
Can I pose a question to everybody on the panel? Could I ask this question? Anybody can answer it. Out of Adam Spence and Crawford, who wants to fight more and who doesn't?
Crawford wants to fight.
Crawford wants to fight.
Yeah, since he's been in the welterweight division, he's been calling for those fights.
He's been called out those fights.
Thank you.
He's been called out those fights.
And I have.
He's anything different. They're just deluded.
Yeah, I have you remember when they first met? Back in 2018, he said first you guys said that Crawford had the red hoodie on, and I think he had the red hoodie on.
Spence had the red hoodie, and Terence had the black.
He said this first y'all say I needed to get a belt. I get a belt. Then you guys say I'm too small. And then you say I haven't fought anybody.
Yeah,
like that was 2018.
The goalpost. Always changing the goalpost. Chris, you jumped on. I see you in the private chat. You jumped on and you jumped off. You're welcome to come back on, bro. Yeah. So just going back, I know we digress, but we could chop it up about anything. I just think, Lisa, who do you think wins this fight with Kambosos and Lopez?
I got Teofimo winning.
No, she was talking to me.
Oh, she was talking to you, Lisa?
I've been trying to say something for the longest time. It's okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I have Teo winning. But I think the Kambosos is gonna come in there and he ain't coming to lay down, but I see him getting knocked out.
Me too. I see him. What round?
I see him knocked out in the 5th.
Yeah.
Once he get like a
rhythm.
Or maybe later, maybe gotta get the ring rust off him. But I don't see him trying.
I'm calling it 4 to 6, sis. Between 4 and 6 rounds out. If I see him there longer than 7 rounds, that's a disappointment.
Well, he got to knock the ring rust off. He's been out for a year, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I said, Lee. That's exactly what I was saying.
That's what Jedson said. Mal, what do you think?
I got Tio knocking him out about the 6th or 7th round as well.
6th or 7th.
Yeah.
If he go 12 rounds, I would be shocked. That'll tell me a whole lot. I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
And the Lord knows if George Kambosos pull off the upset, oh my God.
We would never hear that.
Listen,
I would be shocked. Like,
me too.
I can't handle that, bro. I can't handle that because he's from my city, and these fucking Greeks will never shut up about it. It'll be like when they won the European soccer. Do you remember that, Shan, when they won the Euro Cup?
Yeah,
it'll be like that. It'll be like that all over again.
The US don't have to suffer with all that shit like we do. Yeah, we have to suffer with all that bullshit. Let me pose this question to you guys. So, because I'm confused. So, if George Kambosos beats Tio, he takes all of Tio's belts. Yeah.
Correct.
Yep, that's correct. He gets
so then he will then be the undisputed champ.
Undisputed
champ of the world, lightweight champ of the world.
But y'all. Wait. But I'm gonna throw a spin. I'm gonna throw a wild card into the works. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I was picking Tio to knock Kid George out as well, but you know what? I'm gonna throw some caution to the win. I'm gonna pick Kambosos for the win, guys.
Really?
Really? I got to do it. I got to do it. Sorry, I'm gonna just.
I'm gonna be the first one to say, man, you called it.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Eric Gomez. Hold on, wait. He say bomb squad in the building.
He said bomb squad. He always comes into my lives and says bomb squad.
He's
always
That's right, brother. That's right. Bomb squad. I think Wilder be back next year.
He'll be back next year, and then that bomb squad.
Yes.
He got to fight
the bomb.
I would say he fight Trevor Bryan. Yeah, you know, I've been calling Trevor Bryan for the longest. You know this.
You've been the first.
Yeah.
You've been the first. He's the only US heavyweight champ that you guys got.
Yeah, remember they clowned and shit. Everybody was clowning.
Everybody.
That's a troll, guys. That's a troll.
And he don't fight nobody, you know. Have you noticed? Nobody even goes after him. Like, nobody wants that regular belt.
Yeah, they duck it. They're ducking
Trevor Bryan.
Hey,
is he managed by Don King? Is that the lad managed by Don King?
Yeah. So you know he's getting all his money on the back end. Don King was the originator of the back end.
Yeah,
the originator. Don King told Hasim that Don King would say, "Here's this little bit of money. I owe you rest," and then when it came, you go, "Oh, I'll give you that rest of that money on the next fight." So he'd always be like, fight behind paying the fucking money. Hasim said it himself. I said allegedly. He went, nothing alleged about it. This is what he did to me.
By the way, Chan, have you spoken to Rock about his prediction for Crawford versus Porter?
Yeah, I did. We was all on the show, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he picked.
He picked Porter to win by decision.
Yeah.
Oh, he picked Porter.
Yeah, he picked Porter. Yeah, he picked Porter. Yeah, he picked Porter.
All right, we'll get Rock back on the show next week. Rock, you're gonna have to
hear his thoughts.
Rock, you're gonna have to eat crow. You're gonna have to eat some crow, some crow pie. Even Ness picked Porter. He picked Porter. He was rooting for Porter to win.
Yeah, of course.
And then it changed all of a sudden. No, it was Bud. And it was like, all right, cool. I can't be bothered to argue with that. Yeah.
The
PBC narratives.
They've been taking these L's. Shan, you said it. You've been saying it. I've been saying it. AJ, Lisa, listen. Every time they leave the PBC island, the witness protection program, and they fight someone that's a non-PBC fighter, they get knocked out.
Every single time.
It's like, Coach, I don't understand why. Like, who cares who you fight for?
I know.
I mean, like, what network you fight on?
Damn boys, the networks. But to back up what the coach was saying, there's a stat that they showed a few days ago: Top Rank versus PBC. I think Top Rank's winning like 16-4. The PBC's only won 4 out of the 20 fights that they've crossed over.
How
if
are
they're
they
gonna
making
do it
money?
like that and have tournaments,
how are they still making money? Someone tell me.
Well, the PBC they don't pay their fighters a lot of money. Remember, everything is okay. Remember, when Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, he got paid like him and Sean Porter got paid like $2 million a piece, or 2.5 million, something like that. And everything else had to come on the back end.
Yeah, pay-per-view buys, all that.
Right. So in the pay-per-view buys, they can report whatever numbers they want to report. They can decrease them. Most promotional companies, that's what they do. They always report less than what they actually were.
Yeah.
Because the more if they report we did a million pay-per-view buys, some of them, you know what I mean, then that's more money that you got to pay this fight on the back end. You know what I mean? So they always suppress numbers.
Mal, that's what Rock said, that Don King would lie to him about how much the PPVs was, so he wouldn't expect any more money.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Shit, man.
Yeah, that's what they do. This is why I say I kind of like what Canelo did when he said, no, we're not doing the back end. I need 40 million guaranteed.
Front end.
Yeah, we ain't doing that back end.
We're doing the salsa. Everything is up at the front, at the waist. We don't want
that's why I like Canelo too for doing that, because y'all remember that movie.
We want everything at the front while we salsa to the bank.
Y'all remember the movie? Y'all remember the movie Goodfellas?
Yeah, Goodfellas.
I like the mob. I like the mob. It's kind of like Canelo talking about like, oh, the pay-per-view tank. I don't care. Fuck you, pay me. It's like, oh, it sell. Fuck you, pay me.
Hey, that's the GOAT movie, Alex. That's the GOAT movie right there.
And then they reported that Bud and Porter, their PPV was anything between 130 to 190. So did that make money, because that was a high purse?
Well, they're not gonna get anything on the back end for sure. But they got six. Crawford got $6 million up front. Porter got $4 million up front, and guarantee. And it's probably like a wash. They made Bob Arum probably made that money back at the gate though.
Yeah, because
he made that money. He made that money at the gate because it was sold out. It was sold out. So he made the money.
Technically, like the fight was on an app, it wasn't on a network. So I think that
that could hinder numbers, because Bud did say basically not every, because I heard that the app, to even get the app, you had to then do a sign up thing and then do the pay-per-view. And not everybody is tech savvy like that. So that hinders numbers. People can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with that.
I did that.
I mean, but ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus. They got over like 19 million subscribers.
Yep. So why?
Honestly, it's like Ring did a video on this, and I kind of agree. I think like Bud is just not an attraction. No offense, I love Bud as much as everybody else, but he's just not the kind of attraction like everybody else. He just isn't.
Him and Porter. But then the other thing too, they were set up for failure because 2 weeks prior, people paid pay-per-view to see Canelo. So now,
that's right.
2 weeks later, you're going right behind Canelo to do pay-per-view 2 weeks later. And then right before Thanksgiving, and then on the app, you got to sign up for. And then once you sign up for the app, then you have to buy the pay-per-view. So, they were just set up for failure. It was just
I think it was like sabotagey. They did it. It was like to set him up to fail. But they got their money. They got their money, so they're like, we don't give a damn. We got
they got paid.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, AJ.
No, you good. No, you good. I was done talking. I said they got paid. You good.
Do you think that it's better off that this fight wasn't on Triller? Because I'm telling you this now, I wasn't going to buy it. Only reason now I'm going to have this fight because I have DAZN. I wasn't going to buy this.
Oh, yeah. I was buying that shit if it was on Triller. Yeah, I wasn't going to buy it either.
So hey, Shan, I still might not watch it, and it's free. I still might not watch it.
We'll be in the group chat.
AJ, let me ask you a question. Do you think that what do you think about this? Do you think that this is going to how do they gauge success on DAZN from a subscription standpoint when it's a fight? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The whole DAZN concept, the whole DAZN concept I like is because you pay just the yearly fee of $100. And they get you access to a lot of good fights. We got a lot of great fights this year in 2021. And, now we're getting the KAMBOSOS Lopez fight as a bonus. Because but
how do they get paid off the back of that is what Mal's asking.
Oh, that. Oh, that I don't have much knowledge, and I'm not too sure. I mean, like, it's because what I do know is the zone they pay guaranteed purses to the fighters. That's what I do know off the back. I mean, so
they
yeah,
get
I mean, I think that they guarantee you money up front.
There's no
no pay-per-view buys. It's just streaming. So yeah,
there's no back end money, or I don't know if because there's no PPV, they don't make any more money than guaranteed unless they put in the contract that they can get some of the gate money because the gate money was probably. But with this Kambosos fight, do you think it's going to sell out? I don't know what the capacity is of that venue.
Well, I think they're in the smaller arena at MSG. I think they're at the smaller arena.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much
How much that hold?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I think I saw 5,000-6,000. I think I saw this week 5,000-6,000 or something.
Oh, I thought it was a 20,000 capacity. I was just guessing.
No, I don't think it's that big. No, it's small. It's like the smaller arena.
This is not that big of a fight, really. It isn't. It's just a mandated defense. So I don't think they're going to shell out.
That's the old Felt Forum. That's the old Felt Forum. The Hulu Theater.
That's
small.
Garden. How many people that fit, Lee?
No, it's not the big theater at Madison Square Garden.
It's the MSG, isn't it?
It's a smaller one, yeah. How many does it fit, Lee, that Hulu theater?
Because when I go to New York, I've always walked past MSG because we usually be catching the train back to Jersey. So you do that little route and then you go down in the subway. And but I've never noticed the smaller venue. I think
it's the old Felt Forum.
I think Teo has fought in MSG. He said like 6 times, but I don't know if he's talking about the main one or this smaller one.
The smaller one, yeah. I think it's the smaller one.
I know he fought Richard Comey on he won his title in MSG. Yeah, in MSG.
That was the big one. Was that in the big one when Crawford fought?
Yeah. That was an MSG, yeah.
Okay.
So this goes to show that if this one's got like a 5,000-6,000 capacity, they should fucking sell that out. But I don't think they will they?
I mean, it's not.
Because who's heard it? Because this fight is not. It's just a mandated fight. Like the Kambosos is not a draw here. Nobody knows who he is in the U.S. really. So it's just we'll have to wait and see.
Bro, they don't know him here in his own city. Let alone around the world.
See,
it probably would have did better in the UK. This fight, just move to the UK. To be fair.
They should have did it in Australia. It could have been big over there. Australia would have been big over there.
That's where it was going to be originally, but Teo then.
No, Teo didn't want to travel. Teo didn't want to travel, so yeah.
It wouldn't have been that big though. Like they could do it here. They probably could have sold like a 30,000 maybe. But that would have been based on they would have hyped up Lopez. It would have been more based on him coming. But they still couldn't have done like a stadium or nothing.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't have been that big. I don't think.
Yeah, I want to know what the capacity is of that venue.
I'll look it up. I'll do some research and see and get back to you, Channel. I'll try to find it.
Yeah. But I think I saw it earlier the week, Fox. It was like in an article. Said like 5,000, I think, roughly around there.
Really? And what's the undercard saying? I saw the weigh-ins of some of the undercards. Who's on the undercard?
Let me look it up right now.
Yeah. Who's on the undercard, right? Who's on the undercard?
Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to tell you right now.
All right.
Undercard.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate you for your support. Grabbing something from the stove.
All right, undercard. Oh damn. Okay, wait. This is a damn video. Wait a minute. We don't need a video. We need to see undercard weigh in. Okay, here we go. Seconds out. George Kambosos, TEOFIMO. Is it only one guy?
I got it. I found it. Okay, we got some undercard. The co-main is Azinga Fuzili versus Kenichi Ogawa for the vacant IBF title at super featherweight.
The Japanese geezer.
Yeah. Then we got Raymond Ford versus Felix Caraballo. Zili Zhang, he's back versus Craig Lewis. Christina Cruz versus Mary Gwen Valenga. Ramla Ali versus Isiel Vera. And Anthony Christopher Herrera versus Jonathan Tehea. So we got 7 fights in total, including TEOFIMO as the main event.
And any of them really a big, massive draw? Are you excited?
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I'm looking forward to the co-main. That should be pretty good. Zinga Fuzili's coming off a good win for his last fight. Yeah, and Kenichi Ogawa, so I'm not really sure about him. I know Tevin Farmer, fought him, and he tested positive. But Fuzili's coming off a good win in his last fight.
Yeah, he's 25-1-1. I see.
He knocked out Martin Ward. He knocked out Martin Ward on the what card was that on? Let me see. That was on Devin Haney, Hart with Linares. Yeah. He was the co-main event. He knocked out Martin Ward. Yeah. He knocked out Martin Ward in that fight. Yeah, he got it. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they have a flyweight. What we got to see what does the venue hold? Let me see.
Yeah, just see what the venue holds. That's what's important.
I don't think it.
Just let me see if I can find out. Hold on.
Is it 6,000 for real? For real? It's really small then.
Yeah, it's sort of stuff. I remember reading that.
They should fill that though with that.
Okay, I got it. I pulled it up. Okay, they said it seats between 2,000 and 5,600 for concerts.
Yeah, I got it.
And okay, capacity 5,600 people. Okay, that's it.
Wow. Yeah. And can anybody see how many tickets have been sold for this event? Can you see the seating?
No, hold
on. The Hulu Theater, yeah.
It might be too scarce. Let me see. Let me see if I can go to the website.
I wonder how much the tickets were. Because at the weigh-in, there was mainly KAMBOSOS fans there. Wasn't really a lot of TEO fans there at all.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Yeah, but
he's fighting in his own hometown, New York. That's his backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but nobody.
You know what? Though I've spoke to lads on here. They reckon he grew up in Florida, though.
He grew up in Florida, didn't he?
Yeah, they reckon he was born in New York.
Yeah,
he was born in New York, but he grew up boxing and stuff. Because there's a lad on here, good channel, True School. He's really he hates when Teo claims New York because he's like he grew up here in Florida. He's been around the gym. Yeah, he should be repping our state.
Yeah,
I've heard him say that numerous times.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
You know what, brother, you're right about that because I was looking at a Devin Haney interview yesterday,
and Devin said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he said, man, I've been knowing Teo when they used to call him Gordo or something like that.
Yeah,
he said, man, he's from Florida. Like he grew up in Florida. He said, he said that. That was the first time I've ever heard that. When I heard Devin Haney say it. Yeah.
Me too, because even his accent isn't Florida accent. It is a New York accent, though, isn't it?
Probably from his dad, though. You grow up with your dad, you talk like him, don't you?
Yeah, you talk like his parents.
I'm from Brooklyn, yo.
Yeah.
I say,
Chan, everyone listens to East Coast rap, so people talk with New York accents that aren't even from America, you know?
Yeah,
by the way, guys.
I look at it as everybody's different. Because if you ask me where I'm from, I'm going to tell you where I was born.
Yeah, but you say Jersey, right?
But what I'm saying is, if you ask me where I'm from, I'm going to always tell you where I was born, not where I grew up.
Yeah, yeah. I would say I was born here, but I grew up.
Oh, guys, hey, I'm looking at buying tickets for the Teo fight on the website, the Ticketmaster.
Yep.
If I'm reading this right, they got a lot of fucking rows still available. This thing might not have sold.
And how much do the tickets start from? What's the nosebleed prices?
Let's see. Hold on.
There isn't even a nosebleed. It's so small.
Nosebleeds, $41 for the furthest row back. Then as you get closer, it's most expensive. Let's see. If you want to see ringside, it's $970 US.
Okay, so that's cheap in comparison.
This is cheap, man. Yeah, this is not that much.
Yeah, and I doubt that everybody ringside is paying for that. It's mainly going to be press and complimentaries, I would assume, to be honest.
Hey, but you know what? I mean, this I guess this kind of add credence to what Leonard Ellaby was saying, right? He was saying, listen, this guy Teofimo, him and his dad, they're crazy. They don't understand how the business of boxing works. Your son is not a draw. He can't sell out a venue. He's never headlined a venue before. He's going to work crazy. He's going to want crazy money, $5, $6, $7, $8 million to fight Tank. He said, "You're not a draw like that. Tank is the cash cow." Let us say Tank.
Right? Yeah. And that would be his usual spiel. Yeah.
He say Tank is the cash cow. You have never headlined an event before, and I say, you know what? I know I give Leonard a hard time, but he's right about that. This guy's never headlined an event before.
But even if he did, Lellaby would still not let Tank fight fucking Teo.
Anyway. Of course not. Of course not. Of course he wouldn't.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So
but them belts is worth something though.
They are. The belts are worth something. And if Tank was really in control of his career, that move to fight Teofimo for all the marbles would be a fucking massive fight down in Atlanta.
Oh hell yeah. I'd buy it. If it was on pay-per-view, I'd pay for it.
I'd pay for that. I'd definitely pay for
me
that.
too.
And then so when Teo if Teo wins this fight, he then moves to 140, but because he's franchised, he takes all the belts with him, right? He takes all those belts with him. Or they drop.
I mean, franchise. I mean, like if he wants to move to 140, he's got to vacate the titles. He can't just take them with him. I mean, because franchise is like he can use his franchise status to challenge Josh Taylor, I guess, if he wants. But I mean, all the other alphabet belts, he's got to drop those if he moves up.
Yeah,
they're gone.
And then he has to start all over again.
Yeah,
basically.
that's why Taylor will have to drop his. If Taylor moves up, he'll have to drop his belts, and that's what I think. That's what I think Lopez is waiting for, to pick up a vacant belt at 140. I think that's what this Kambosos is.
Got you.
Like he's calling like he's riding Josh's wave. It's kind of funny because like his dad was going on. Like, what do you guys think about this? Like his dad is so insane. He's saying like how Josh has not fought anybody. He's done nothing.
Oh my God!
Like, I mean, that's what he said, Coach. That's what he said.
I played it. I played it today. I was like, he said, what does Josh Taylor bring to the table outside of all
the belts?
You said
he is the table.
I said he's bringing the table.
He brings the fucking house. He brings the furniture. He is the table. He brings the knife and forks, the plates.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? I guys, I hope that fight happens next, because I really want Josh to get his hands on Teofimo so he can finally learn what it's like to fight a real boxer and a real undisputed champion, and someone who's not going to play any games with him.
Yeah, because Josh Taylor don't fucking play. He's Scottish.
No, we don't.
Mate. They don't play.
I was like, damn, did he say? Well, maybe. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I didn't hear what I thought I heard. So I had to listen to it like 3 times. I'm like, no, he said exactly, and he said exactly what I thought he said. You know what I mean? Yep. What did Josh Taylor bring to the table outside of all of the belts?
Yeah, that was the biggest contradictory statement ever. It just sounded so stupid. And the people that are interviewing him, they just don't even. You know, if that was me,
they didn't follow it up.
I would have been like, oh, hold up. That means he brings everything. Because if he didn't have all of those things, you wouldn't be calling his name out. So how is he the clout chaser and you not? How does this make sense?
Yeah, that was.
I mean, and I'm mad at these interviewers too for not calling him out on their BS. I'm with you. It's like, what? Are you high? Did you do any drugs today, sir?
I reported it. Josh Taylor said, they're clowns. He goes, him and his dad are clowns. He said, I will slap the mustache off his face and leave that mustache on the canvas.
Into the tarmac.
Yeah, and leave it on the canvas. Like, how am I the clout chaser? I am the clout. You're the chaser.
Right.
I'm fucking undisputed. Drop it. Stop making merchandise, tracksuit saying undisputed. He did an interview with David Diamante, the ring caller, Teofimo, and David Diamante introduced him as the unified lightweight champ. And I know that Teo kept like trying to reiterate that he was undisputed. That is so embarrassing. You're not undisputed. You're not listed. You're not listed. And out of the 6 fighters and out of the 4 belt era, you're not undisputed. There's a dispute. Just drop it. It's not your fault why there's a dispute. But you need to just fucking stop. Save yourself some embarrassment and stop trying to force it. You're not undisputed. Maybe you will be at a latter time. We're not saying that you can't be, but right now you're not. You've achieved a hell of a lot. Out of the 35ers, you have to respect Teofimo's what he has achieved. He took tough fight. Nakatani, fucking Richard Comey. He dropped Comey. And Richard Comey is a tough back Ghanaian dude that gives you
who can fucking
problems.
punch.
Who can fucking punch. And then you beat up Lomachenko, or you win the decision convincingly. You won it. You know, we're not taking that away from you, but you're not undisputed. No, Thailand, undisputed doesn't mean the definition that means that you have 4 belts. It means that you have all 4 of the belts and nobody else is a champ. 168, nobody else is a champ. except no. If Jamel Charlo gets that belt off of Castaño at 54 out of Mel or Castaño, there will only be one undisputed champion.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't mean what.
140. There's no other champion other than Josh Taylor. So no, Thailand undisputed.
Yeah,
doesn't mean that you.
It doesn't mean four belts because if you had WBC, IBF, and WBO, but you only had the WBA regular belt, you wouldn't be undisputed.
You wouldn't be undisputed. So yeah, it's not about just having 4 belts. It's having the right 4 belts with no other champion
in the same weight class, in the same division.
Yes, that's what it is. But maybe because you may be a Teofimo fan, that you will want to bend the narrative to fit you, to make you feel better. Well, if that's what you need to do for you to feel better, that's cool, my G. But we're not on here to make you feel better by lying to you. We're not going with it. None of us on this panel are going with it.
I'm trying to find it.
And look what he's saying. You can't dispute 4 belts with 1 mailbox belt. Now, let me just crush this. We know how Devin Haney got the belt. We don't care. We don't care how he got the belt. The fact is, he's got the fucking belt, hasn't he? And like Mal said on his show, there's Lennox Lewis got the fucking WBC belt without fighting for it because Riddick threw it in the bin, and they gave him the WBC belt. Does that make so? At the end of the day, that narrative that you're pushing is void. Like, get with it. Deal with facts over feelings. We're not going to keep fucking repeating this. We're not saying Teofimo is washed, he's shit, he's trash. No, but he's not undisputed. You pull me up some records, Thailand, then, of where we can see correct documentation where he's undisputed. You pull it up and present it. Put it in the chat. I'll click the link and I'll show everyone. You show me where he's undisputed. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at even if you look at the WBC website. If you go to the WBC website, there's a big ass picture of Devin Haney. Right up under Devin Haney, there's a name to the left corner that says Teofimo Lopez, and it has franchise champion. If this belt was the supreme, superior, God Almighty belt, you would see a big ass picture of Teofimo there as the WBC champion.
Yeah,
he's not. If you go to the IBF, they don't have him on there as undisputed. If you go to the WBA, none of the sanctioning bodies is including the WBC.
Coach, I touched on that earlier. I said the same thing you just did. It's like you got all the sanctioned WBC champion lightweight. Devin fucking Haney. It's not complicated.
They don't recognize it. Right. Thailand, here's another message.
Look, you're not talking to people who don't, Thailand, you're not talking to people who don't
know boxing.
Know about boxing. Like, it's like, like, hold up. You're talking to people, you know, the franchise is not included in undisputed. That's the whole point. It hasn't been recognized yet.
It hasn't. So except
by none of the other sanctioning bodies, which is the important thing about being undisputed.
He's saying his daddy message for his belt. He's lucky his dad is Bill Haney. No. It was offered because they wanted to fight Loma. Loma was supposed to take Devin Haney as his Mando. They fought tooth and nail. Whether what disparages that you want to say about Bill, whatever, we can all say something. But at the end of the day, Devin Haney was the Mando to Lomachenko. He was the interim champion, okay? And Lomachenko decided to drop the belt and become franchise and then fight Teo, because for some reason he must have thought Teo would be an easier fight to take than Devin. So
this person just told you who he is if you read his comment.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Just telling you who he is by his comments.
That's ridiculous. Because you're black and racist. Okay, so
get this fucker off here. Get this dude off here.
Yeah, he can get off. Like, guys, you could just take him off.
Fuck this dude. Fuck this dude.
We ain't got time for fucking losers.
Yeah.
How are we racist when we've just sat down
here? I don't like come on YouTube no more.
I know. I hate these fucking losers.
I don't even like coming over here no more because of
Thailand, you're a loser. That's what you are. We're winners.
That.
Yeah, we're winners and you're a loser. So you're going to be blocked and you're gone.
Troll.
So this is what I'm looking at, right? It talks about the history of all of the undisputed champions in currently right now from 1983. No, as a matter of fact, it says the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO era from 2007 all the way up until now, present. It shows Terrence Crawford. There's no dispute about that. He was undisputed.
It was 140,
It shows back in 2017, August 19, 2017. There's no dispute about that. It shows Josh Taylor, May 22nd, 2021. He became undisputed. He beat Jose Ramirez. And so that's there, right? And then if I go up to the super middleweight, it's going, I'm pretty sure it's going to show Canelo Alvarez. Yep. Okay. You know what? It's going to show Canelo Alvarez, and then if I go up to cruiserweight, it's going to show Alexander Usyk. As a matter of fact, it say WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO era 2007 super middleweight Canelo Alvarez. So when they tell me, well, you know, and now this is on Wikipedia, and I followed it up by going to other sources as well. Well, Wikipedia be lying. Okay, if it's lying, do you agree that Canelo is the undisputed at super middleweight? Yes. Well, why? Okay, if you agree with that, this same source that you say is lying, why is it lying saying that Canelo is undisputed? Well, it's not lying, it's telling the truth. So at what point in time do you determine where it's lying? Oh,
which one it is?
When it doesn't fit your narrative, that's when it's lying. Because when I go down to lightweight, I don't see anything else. So I say, you know what? Let me go and do a deep dive. Let's go directly to the sanctioning bodies. Let's go to the other boxing historians. Forget that. And I did that on the show. And everybody is saying the same thing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I mean, hey, man.
And do you think that the slap was just them trying to get some hype, like trying to copy the Canelo blueprint? There was, because that's how I read it. That is,
me too. It looked like it was staged. It
was staged. So what was it? That it was Kambosos slapped Tio's dad?
No. It was Kambosos slapped Tio's dad.
I think it was Kambosos's dad. Kambosos's dad pushed Tio.
Slapped him.
Slapped him in the face.
He slapped him. Get out of here. When?
Yeah. And then Tio, they was pushing Tio dad back. He said, "Did you see that? Did you see that?"
Yeah. Did you see that, Poppy?
This shit little stage. I said, they need to cut this out, man.
Slap me. He's a bitch. He's a bitch. But I didn't see the slap. But
matter of fact, where's the video?
The slap. Play it, Mal.
Yeah.
Oh, was it the other day?
You pull it up. Pull it up. I want to see it. I need to see
it. Mal has it.
Yeah, it's he kind of like, like smushed him in the face.
They're just trying to copy the Canelo blueprint.
Yeah, it kind of like mushed him in the face. I'm like,
cringe. Taken away from the boy's talent.
And the reason why I say that is because it was like, he comes in and let's see, 7-minute mark, is that it? Yeah, he comes in and he says, you're going to get knocked out, and the cameras is following him. I say, yeah, this is some old WWE shit.
Can you share it?
Yeah, I got it. Oh, here you go, right here. I found it. All right, there we go. So here we go. Share. Let me blow it up for you guys so you can
come through, Tony. Oh, here it is now.
Yeah, so let me blow it up. So
got him.
Yeah, this is on Fighting Pride. Fighting Pride. We do not own the rights to this material, but he just come in and he just this shit was WWE.
You saw that shit, right? You saw that shit, bro. You saw that shit, right?
So here you go, right here. Hold on. Here you go. Let's see. Where you go. So right here.
Right here.
Slapped him.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got him there.
Yeah.
And then he acts gangster, and then he goes, he touched me after it.
And his head went back like that.
Oh, wow.
Shame.
I missed that. Wow.
Shame.
Well, George jumped out of the ring. You're like, what the fuck do you, bro? You want? He's about to come down there.
This is WWE, man. Like it was staged.
You couldn't make this shit up.
Let's go.
My God.
Let's go.
Don't play with the Greek Aussies. Oh, Lord.
If you're tired of your daddy being all in the videos, dancing,
guys, y'all want to hear one of the funniest quotes I've ever heard? It was by E.J. Smith. What he said? He said that, hey, you guys want to know the definition of a bitch? When you know there's a crowd of people around, knowing it's going to be broken up, try to act like you're all about that life.
Yeah. Because if you really wanted to get to the dude, you got slapped. You got bitch slapped. You did. You got slapped.
Then he started complaining about it after. You can't act gangster and then complain about it.
Then complain about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Get him.
Hey, but you know what though? Kamboso's dad is big. That's not a little guy. Like,
yeah, he's a big guy.
Being Greek, he's probably a big construction worker or something, or concreter. So he'd probably be a strong lad as well.
Yeah, you can't fuck with the Greek Aussies. You can't fuck them. They come out for war, mate. Like this New York shit, and plus Kambosos is Kambosos based in New York or Vegas?
I think he lives in Florida. Oh, he lives here, but he does his camps in, I think, Florida, actually. I think someone saying.
Oh, he does them in Florida.
Yeah. Because remember they're going to have the fight in Florida at first, and then it got postponed.
At first, it was.
And hold on. Let's do this. Hold on. And another thing. Let's do this. We can go a step further. Let's see. Where is it at? Where would I find? Okay, wait. Let's go to ratings. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I am actually on. Here we go. Everybody believes in Ring Magazine, right? That's the Bible, right? That's the Bible of boxing. Okay, well, according to the Ring Magazine, let me show you this, Shan. Let me show everybody this.
Yeah, let me see.
According to the Ring Magazine, I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but my GED education tells me, since Ring Magazine is the Bible that everyone goes by, right? They say Ring Magazine is the Bible. All right, well, according to the boxing Bible, you have the champion right here. You see TEOFIMO Lopez right there to take over. This is what you're going to see. Ring Magazine, champion, the IBF, the WBA, the WBO. What belt do you see that's not here? What's missing? The WBC. When I go down here, guess what they say right here? Devin Haney, WBC champion. He got the WBC. All of these guys are champions. This guy was, he's ranked number 1 in the lightweight division. He's ranked number 1. Devin Haney is 3, but he is the WBC champion. You notice right here, according to the Bible of boxing? No, see, when you deal with these fanboys, you gotta Wikipedia fake. You right about that. Wikipedia fake. I already knew what you was going to say. I laid a bait out there with Wikipedia because I know what you're going to say. Now I'm going to dig deep and go, and I'm gonna give it right back to you. What the Ring Magazine says, this guy is Ring Magazine, IBF, WBA, WBO champion.
Correct.
You don't see the WBC. You don't see the the French fries belt. And this guy got the real belt right here. You say he got it in the email. He might have got it in the email, but guess what? He is the real champ.
He's still the champ.
However he got it, he got it.
Yeah. This is what the fanboys do. They say,
that puts the nail in the coffin. That puts the nail in the coffin right there.
Yeah, we don't care how he got it. He's got it, guys.
He got it. Yeah.
He's got it.
Right, he got it.
Stop the narrative.
What's up, Tony? What's good with you, Tony?
What's up, Tony? What's up, James?
Hey, Tony.
What up, Joe?
Yeah, that's it, Shan. That's it. So I just, hey, man, so what I do is when I put something out there, I say, what would I be able to do to challenge this information?
Yeah.
What are my detractors, or what are they going to say? I know what they're going to say. So I'm gonna lay the bait out there. knowing they're gonna jump out the window. Car ain't got no roof. Then when they jump their ass out the window, and they see, wait a minute, oh shit, I don't jump out the window. There's no parachute. There's nothing that's gonna break your fall. It's over. I got them, and then I show them all the other information to support what I'm saying.
And you always pull up the receipts, the fucking receipt show. Yeah. That's what it is. New Media Today, USA Boxing is the fucking receipt show. If you don't believe it, go over there and you'll get the facts, because that's all we deal with. We deal with facts. I deal with facts. Mal does with facts. He does deep dives every day, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sunday to fucking Friday. Get with the program or get left behind. Tony, what's up? Talk to us.
How you doing? What's going on?
What it do? We're here. What do you want to say? Because we said that you called for an upset. That Kambosos is going to win.
Oh, yeah. Kambosos is about to whoop that ass. And it's about to be so blatantly obvious they can't even rob him. Till go get that ass whooped.
You think he's going to lose in New York with the judges? And you think, well, you know what? That's not a top rank.
It's going to be so one-sided. It is going to be so one-sided they can't rob him.
I can't see this at all, bro. What makes you think? How do you see Kambosos doing this?
Tony, break it down, man.
Yeah, I can't even.
I'm gonna try my best, but I'm driving, so my signal might go in and out.
It's cool.
I just don't visualize it. Yeah.
It's very simple. Teo has no defense. He is defensively irresponsible. He's got a very good counterpunch and he carries power, but he has no defensive abilities. We saw it against Nagatani. We saw it when Lomachenko let his hands go. Loma could have closed his eyes and still hit him. Hit him all day without even trying. He couldn't get out of the way of a punch. Now, here's the thing about it. Kambosos, I'm not saying he is Lomachenko, but he fights very similar to how Loma fights. However, he's taller, he's longer, he's bigger than Teo. Not smaller like Loma was, but bigger, which means that he can do what Loma did, but from range. Uh-oh. Now, what happens whenever Teo can't land them shots? That first round goes by, no KO. Second round, no KO. Third round, no KO. The dude's mentally weak. We already heard him cry, I'll never fight another tall fighter again after Nakatani. He is going to make mistakes. He is going to get frustrated, and he's going to get picked apart because he has no defense. UD and the new.
God. But he's going to have to walk through Lopez's shots. What makes you think Kambosos can take Lopez punches? I don't think there's any evidence. I mean, to me, Shelby even. I'm not going to say Shelby rocked him, get too carried away, but I don't know. I think Shelby kind of buzzed him at times in that fight. So I just can't see him walking through Lopez like that.
I did a rewatch of that Lee Shelby fight, and I found it hard to give Shelby more than 3 rounds.
Kambosos clearly won, no doubt. Yeah, he definitely won.
Kambosos is put on a. Let me put it like this: if that's the hardest fight Kambosos ever had,
it wasn't impressive. The win wasn't impressive.
I didn't think it was impressive either. And Shelby's a featherweight. I'm
not saying it was impressive, but I'm saying if that's the hardest fight he's ever had, then this is gonna be a walk in the park. Just like Shelby was no threat.
I don't know about that.
Right. Every Greek I've spoke to is not as confident as you. You're more confident than the Greek.
This dude is so fucking slow. Like, all he has is reactionary time and counterpunching. He's very quick on the reaction, but his hands are slow as shit. His feet are even slower. He's not what they're making him out to be. I'm telling you. I saw it in Nakatani. Even though Richard Comey got knocked out in the second round.
He knocked out.
Yes, but Chan, I don't look at that knockout. A knockout can happen. What I look at is, in that first round, when Comey wasn't knocked out, he was picking him the fuck apart. He was hitting them left and right.
He got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen to Kambosos.
You know what the difference? No, there's a big difference in Kambosos and Comey. Comey stands straight up and down. Comey stands straight up and down. He comes straight at you in a straight line, and he has no lateral movement. He's an easy target to hit. That's why he got knocked out. Kambosos, he does not sit still. He does not come straight ahead in one angle. He's going to come at you from all angles. He's going to step around you, and he's going to pity-patter you. And Teo's never going to get off. He's never going to catch him.
Teo's too athletic, Tony.
But I do agree with Tony there. I think Kambosos will do better than Comey. I think he is a bit of a harder matchup. But But I still see him getting knocked out.
I think Kambosos is slightly a better technical boxer, but he doesn't have the power, and that's where it matters.
You don't need it.
The power. He don't got the power.
That's why I'm saying, Shan, that I just think he'll go a few more rounds than Comic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't need it. You don't need the power. There have been plenty of boxers. Hell, Paulo Malignaggi is the prime example of how you don't need power. If anybody ever lacked power, he's the prime example.
And he was 2-weight world champion.
Yeah, but imagine if he had power, he'd probably be a pound for pounder. He would have been top 5 pound for pounder if he had power.
You don't need power to win on the scorecards, and you don't need power to hit somebody hard enough to disrupt their power to where when they hit you, it's not flush and it doesn't hurt.
Well, he took Loma out in if it goes to points, we could see that Teo can win on points as well.
He didn't really. Did he really take Loma out? Because what I saw was Teofimo Lopez for the first 6 rounds had a punching bag. Teo had a punching bag in front of him, a man who did not throw one punch for the first 6 rounds, and he couldn't do absolutely anything to a target who wasn't even throwing back. Then when Loma let his hands go, Teo looked like a fish out of water. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I saw that towards
that's
but
true.
At the end of the day, he beat him.
It doesn't matter. Loma is, at the end of the day, moved up 3 weight classes. That's why he was a pound for pound, because he moved up 3 weight classes to fight a guy like Teo. Kambosos is not a dude moving up 3 weight classes.
Loma was small. He looked like a jockey in that fight against Lopez.
I'm telling y'all, look, as sure as I was that Usyk was going to beat AJ on the scorecards, I'm as sure as Kambosos is going to beat Teo on the scorecards. As sure as I was that Caleb Plant was going to get knocked out in between the 9th and 11th round, I'm this sure on this fight. As sure as I was that Sean Porter was going to get knocked out by Bud Crawford, I'm that sure on this fight.
But how hard, Tony? How many times has Comey been dropped?
I don't care. He's not going to be able to hit Kambosos like that.
I think he's going to be able to.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he
will. I agree with what a lot of Tony is saying about Teofimo, but I just don't think Kambosos is the guy to beat.
Can I pose a question? Can I pose a question? Like, there's this like belief that guys who don't have a lot of pop are very durable. What if George can take Teo's power?
Then it's a wrap.
That's what I said, Alex. Yeah.
Let me tell you this, AJ. If Teo can't hurt George, then he may damn near get knocked out, because George will just pile it up on him. If he can't hurt him, it's going to be a very long night for Teo.
Dude,
because have we ever seen George hurt?
I haven't. Well, yeah. Well, he's been stung before by smaller guys.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the whole point. And he don't got power. As much as you keep saying you don't need power,
you don't need power.
He's a great counter puncher. Teo can box.
LadyChann.
Look, I'm looking at this guy
hold
now.
on. Let me say this real fast. LadyChann. Usyk doesn't have power compared to AJ, but he whooped his ass.
Because he could box. He could box, and he's still heavyweight.
Yeah, he's not Usyk. He's not Usyk.
Hey guys, another example is Tevin Farmer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tevin Farmer, like he's got a low KO ratio, but dude he's a very slick. He's very defensively sound. He can counterpunch. He can move, and he easily could outbox you and outpoint you.
I just don't see it, guys. I'm not saying it's impossible. Go ahead, Lise.
I'm looking at him. He's awkward. He's fast, but his punches are very wide. Teo's gonna counter him and knock him out. Trust me. He comes in angles. He is faster. I see that. Teo's gonna counter him. Teo got good timing. He's gonna counter him and knock him out. I see it.
Neither. Look in the Shelby fight. He don't have a great gas tank. He was getting tired even in that fight. Mad tired. Teo's gonna knock him out.
He is faster. He do have combos. I'm looking at him.
Yeah. But Teo will knock him out, guys. But Tony, if you think that, then cool. I can go with it. I'm always down for an upset.
Right. Yeah, if you're right, Tony. Hey,
I'm gonna tell
Your
y'all.
kudos.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. When y'all see T.O. come out full steam ahead in that first round, and he looks like a fucking turtle next to George Kambosos, when y'all realize going into that second round that there is nothing T.O. can do, y'all are gonna dig yourselves deep into y'all's chair, and y'all gonna be like, "Oh shit, this is not what I thought it was gonna be."
Okay, Bold. What do you gotta say?
I'm telling you.
Hey, what's going on, panel?
What's up, Bold?
What's up,
Yeah.
bro?
What's up,
What's
bro?
good, man?
What's good, bro?
Chime
What
in,
up?
Bold. What do you think?
What's good,
Hey,
bro?
talking about for us to fight tomorrow.
Huh?
Talking about for the fight tomorrow.
Yeah.
I never saw Kambosos fight, but what I'm gonna say is this: if T.O. smokes this dude, man, we gotta get rid of all these excuses, because I noticed like TEOFIMO, and I understand he did it to himself, man, but he seemed like he's kind of one of the most criticized guys in boxing right now. And I think it has more to do with the whole Devin Haney situation and whatnot. But if he goes out and smoke this dude, it's almost going to be a similar situation to when a lot of people thought Caleb Plant was going to beat Canelo, because that's what it kind of seems like. What it is, it's like, oh yeah, Caleb Plant will beat the mess out of Canelo, and it almost seems like a similar situation. I mean, that's what I get out of the whole thing, to be honest with you. But like, I can't really make a prediction because I never saw this dude Kambosos fight, but I do know T.O. is a good fighter. And as far as with T.O. fighting Lomachenko, yeah, Lomachenko had 4 good rounds. And the 12th round, when TEOFIMO got his second win and let his hands go, you notice Lomachenko didn't do anything except a couple of headbutts, but that was about it.
I didn't see it. T.O. totally negated his whole matrix style. Didn't see it. Didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Didn't even see it.
Hey, hey, Shan, just for future references.
Yeah.
And this is for the panel, just for future references. Anytime, I don't care what happens tomorrow now. Of course, well, I got T.O. knocking Buddy out by like 6th, 7th round. But irregardless of what happens, this is I want to share this with you, Shan. This gonna take 2 minutes. That's it.
No worries.
This is how you body them. This is how you body them. So I know they're gonna say, well, you can't go to Wikipedia, right? Because we know TEOFIMO was undisputed. Okay, so we're gonna go down here. That's the middleweight. We're gonna go to lightweight. They're going to say, well, I know what they're gonna say. We go down to lightweight, the 4-belt era, light middle. Bear with me one moment, guys. Lightweight is right here. Lightweight is light welterweight, lightweight. They don't, you don't see any men here that's undisputed at lightweight. You're not going to see that. Here it does show Crawford undisputed at junior welterweight. Lightweight, there's no one that's lightweight here. Wikipedia is lying. It's telling the truth about Crawford. It's telling the truth about Usyk. It's telling the truth about Canelo, but it's lying with TEOFIMO, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to IBF. IBF shows that champion TEOFIMO. Somebody noise in the background. Sorry.
Phony.
Oh, it shows here that TEOFIMO is the IBF champ. You guys can see that, right? It shows that TEOFIMO is the WBA champ. It shows that TEOFIMO is the WBO champ. But right here shows that Devin Haney is the WBC champ. So that means that the IBF recognizes Devin Haney as the WBC champ. But let's just say Wikipedia is conspiring against TEOFIMO Lopez. They're hating, like TEOFIMO Sr. says. And let's suppose that the IBF is hating, like TEOFIMO Sr. says. Let's see what the WBA says. Is the WBA hating as well? You see, they show TEOFIMO Lopez, the WBA super champ. When you go all the way down to the bottom, let's see. It says he's the super champ. And I think that's it. It just shows him there. And it shows the WBO, the IBF champ. It shows the WBA super champ. I'm gonna make sure I have it big enough. So no, that's too small. Make sure I have it big enough so everyone can see.
Yep, there you go.
It says that TEOFIMO is the WBO IBF champion, and he's the WBA super champ. You don't see the WBC there. If I go here, I do the same thing. You see Devin Haney, WBC champ. So Wikipedia is lying on TEOFIMO. IBF is lying on TEOFIMO. WBA is hating on TEOFIMO. Okay, let's go to the WBO. Let's see if they're hating too. When you go here, it shows that TEOFIMO is the WBA champion. It shows that he is the IBF champion, and it shows that Devin Haney is the WBC champion. So are they hating on him? Maybe they are. This is the WBO.
It's a conspiracy. They're out to get him.
So now let's see if the WBC is hating on hating on TEOFIMO Lopez. So this how you body these fanboys. We go here, big ass picture of the Devin Haney with a Kool-Aid smile, holding the WBC strap. He got it via email, but he has it. Let's go down here. It says TEOFIMO in small letters. He is the franchise champion. They specify franchise. Okay, let's keep, and we go over here. And it says that TEOFIMO Lopez is the WBO, the IBF, and the WBA champion. It says that Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. That's what it says. That's what it says. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me make it bigger, just in case, because I got cataracts. We make it bigger. It says Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. The email guy, the one who got the email. Guess who's up under him? TEOFIMO franchise champion.
Not even a picture.
Not even a picture. So Wikipedia is conspiring and hating on TEOFIMO. IBF is conspiring against him and hating on TEOFIMO. WBA is hating on TEOFIMO. WBO is hating on TEOFIMO. WBC is hating on TEOFIMO. But let's see what the Ring Magazine says. Surely the Ring Magazine has it all straightened out, right? Let's go over here. What does the Ring Magazine say? We know the Ring Magazine said that TEOFIMO is undisputed, right? Surely it says that. Let's go here. It says that the Ring Magazine has TEOFIMO as the Ring Magazine, IBF, WBA, WBO champ. Where's the WBC belt? Surely they're hating on him too. Who do they have as the WBC champ? Devin Haney. That kills it. So what are the chances of Wikipedia, IBF, WBA, WBO, lightweight, and Ring Magazine all having the same shit?
Mic drop.
That's all I got to say. That's all. That's it. I'm done. We can move on.
Chad, you got to retitle this video. Coach Body's
hold on.
fan
I got it even simpler. This makes it even simpler. Coach, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you win a vacated title?
How do you win a vacated title?
Yeah.
If the title, in case of Devin Haney. In case of Devin Haney,
no. It doesn't have to be Devin Haney. Just in general in boxing, how do you win a vacated title?
You fight for it. If it's vacated,
stop. That's good. Stop right there. You fight for it. Okay, hold on. No, let's just stop there. You fight for the title. All right, Coach, I have a question for you. Coach. Since we clarified that, did Lomachenko vacate the WBC title?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Did Teo ever fight for that vacated title?
No, he didn't.
Then he can't have it.
Right. TEOFIMO fought for he didn't fight for the vacated title. That he didn't.
Right.
Because Vasily Lomachenko did not have the WBC title when he fought TEOFIMO. He didn't have it because he vacated.
He dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Tony.
So the point is he's not undisputed, right, Tony?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. I mean, how can TEOFIMO have a belt? How could he have won a belt from Lomachenko when Lomachenko never had that belt?
Let me ask this question. In the history of Undisputed, has there ever been a dispute about who was undisputed besides this one?
Never.
It sounds like
there's some in history. Look it up.
Which ones? Well, I'm in the 3-belt era. No, 2-belt era. Okay, I have to look it up and see.
I mean, just whatever era it's there.
I have to look it up and see.
I've never heard of a debate over if somebody was undisputed or not. I have heard that there has been arguments over who has been lineal at times, but never undisputed because it's pretty clear cut. You got all the belts, you're undisputed. But the fact that we're sitting here disputing this means he can't be undisputed.
Exactly.
Hey, Tony. Tony, that's why I call him the disputed lightweight champion.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes. He is the undisputed, disputed lightweight champ. And that's what we did it. Central. He said Loma did have
Europe.
Hey, who's disputing it?
Puro said that he did have it, guys.
Okay,
So.
well, you know, I can go further then.
Go on, Mal.
Hey, who's disputing this?
Everyone. TEOFIMO saying that everyone's out to get him.
Yes, a conspiracy.
Pulling some Deontay Wilder shit right now.
I don't even blame Tio for this. This is Mauricio, because it wasn't done like.
Yeah, but
I don't exactly remember how the WBA Super got him, but see, when you put something out like.
See, I mean, it's like because
what I'm saying is
the thing is, it's on the WBC, but Tio's making it worse. Him and his dad with them, how to carrying on.
Yes, this is what we're saying. He is not just saying to the fact is, okay, I was told that this was undisputed, but guys, there is a dispute. I don't have the WBC belt, and I'm unified champ. He's a unified champ and ring magazine champ. That's what he is. But I don't understand, Puro Sur Central, why you're saying Loma did have the WBC belt when we just showed you that he didn't. So could you?
Well, I mean, wait, Chan. I can elaborate. I think I know what he's talking about. Okay, when he fought Luke Campbell, he did get the vacant belt in that fight, but not long after that, he vacated, became franchised afterwards, and they franchised him. So maybe that's what he means. I mean, because he did win he did fight.
Here you go right here. Now this is Wikipedia, so I know you guys are going to say that Wikipedia is fake, false. It's a conspiracy. So I understand it. So do you agree that when Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell, he retained his WBA Super and WBO and Ring Magazine title? Do everybody agree with that? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no dispute about that. It says he won the vacant WBC lightweight title.
Yeah.
So he needed so when he fought Teofimo Lopez, if he as long as he had the WBA, the WBO, and the WBC title, if he beat him and get that IBF, he's undisputed. If Teofimo beats him and get that IBF, get that WBC, sorry about that, he's undisputed with the rest of the belts, right? As you can see right here. It says when Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, it says he lost the WBA Super, the WBO, and the Ring Magazine lightweight title. Can you explain to me why it does not say he lost the WBC title? When the fight before he fought Teofimo Lopez, he had the WBC title, but when he fought Teofimo, he did not have the WBC title. Can someone explain that to me?
It's because he dropped the belt.
Vacated it.
He vacated.
I got a question.
See,
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Then I got a question for Puro in the chat. He's saying because Loma never vacated it, right? Well, then when Canelo was the franchise at 160, right? And he didn't vacate it, and what's his name was elevated?
Charlo.
Yeah, that's right. He was Jamal.
Yep. Jamal. He got it the same way as well.
Same way
right.
Devin did.
Yeah.
It has to be vacated. So okay, so this makes no sense, because how could it not be vacated and then you have Devin Haney as the champion there? It makes no sense.
Yeah. So how did
so
well thought out.
Haney didn't fight for the belt. How?
I can explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so like when Loma he beat Luke Campbell, he got the vacant belt, right? Mm-hmm. So then he vacated it and accepted the franchise designation. Okay, so at that time, I think Devin Haney was interim champion. They upgraded Devin to full champ, and that's how he got it, pretty much.
Yes, because Loma vacated the belt.
Loma vacated the belt, yes,
and Devin Haney was their WBC interim champ. He was the Mando for Loma. But what Loma did, he chose to be franchise. And choosing to franchise, he chose to drop the WBC belt. And as Devin Haney was the next in line, like how it is with Dillian White with the WBC interim belt as well, if Tyson Fury dropped that belt, Dillian White would either be elevated to super champ or they would do an eliminator for him to fight for that vacated WBC belt.
or they'd upgrade
them. Yeah, you get upgraded. But in this instance, Loma he could have kept the WBC belt and chose to fight his Mando, but the designated choice that he chose is the franchise, which allows you to not take Mandos and move up in weight and fight other people. It's that fucking simple. It's a duck fucking belt. It's a duck designation.
See that you know what this,
sis, and also just in closing, that designation was made for Canelo, but what Canelo did was he ducked 160 because he didn't want to do the Mandos with whoever. Mal, he ducked my guy at 60 on Friday. And what he decided to do, because he wanted to be properly undisputed, he used the designation to move up, dropped all the belt what he had at 60, and started again. That is what TEOFIMO would need to do if he moves to 40. And that if you're following Canelo, that is what Canelo did, because Canelo wanted to be truly undisputed, not franchised.
Guess what? I got the receipt on that too, Shan. You can pull it up. Yeah, I'm sharing it. I got the receipt on that as well.
Sorry, let me see.
There it goes. I got the receipt on that. So this is the history of the franchise belt. As you can see, it says right here, June. This is June 26, 2019. Saul Canelo Alvarez, right? This is the history of it. And as you can see, this is the WBC website. This is not Wikipedia. This is not LadyChann, Lisa Bells, anyone on the panel. This is WBC website. The site that these guys like to quote. And it talks about the history of the franchise belt. It talks about how Canelo gave up his belt. And this is how Jamal Charlo got the belt. You can read it. This is it right here. I have it. I have it.
Read the next of it.
Huh? And I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
This tells you about the rules of the franchise belt. The franchise champion designation is exclusively by appointment of the WBC Board of Governors by a majority vote on the board, right? It says this designation is not transferable. However, we know that somehow this belt was transferred to Teofimo Lopez. It says and is exclusively to the fighter who receives such designation. And it talks about some other things. But
hey, Coach.
Go ahead.
Coach, can I interject real fast?
Go ahead.
So something else you could look up so you can have more receipts. The way T.O. got it was he had to petition for it before the match happened. So he petitioned to be able to get the title if he had won. And the WBC came back and they said, we accept your petition. If you beat Loma, you can have it.
Right. You know the crazy part about that, Tony? When have you ever heard of a fighter, when Canelo beat Caleb Plant 2 weeks ago, did he have to petition to get the WBC belt?
No, not at all.
When Josh Taylor beat Jose Ramirez, did he have to petition to get the WBC belt?
Not at all.
So basically, T.O. planned to duck. He wanted the franchise, not getting it as a real champion. He wanted the fastest way if possible to be able to avoid Mandos from jump.
And here it goes right here. It summarizes with Canelo's appointment as the franchise champion, WBC franchise champion, the WBC interim champion, Jamal Charlo, is now confirmed as the WBC middleweight champion of the world.
And he never fought for the belt.
Confirmed it right there. Yeah. Just like Lennox Lewis never fought for the belt.
Right, Lennox Lewis never fought for the belt.
Okay, now let's go a little bit further. Just like Tony said, he said how Teofimo had the petition for it. Is Teofimo undisputed? This is written this year, June of this year. And these guys kind of cleared up as well, kind of like what Tony is saying. They cleared it up as well. It said, what belt does Teofimo Lopez has? It said TakeOver currently holds the WBA Super, WBO, and IBF Ring Magazine and WBC franchise belt after his big win over Vasily Lomachenko. It doesn't talk about how he had the petition to get the franchise belt. It says that Teofimo Lopez got a hold of all of the belts and it tagged himself as the undisputed unified lightweight champion. However, a closer look at this scenario would put a dent in this belief. It goes on to say, Lopez is rightly the world champion of 3 boxing organizations, WBA, WBO, and IBF. However, Devin Haney holds the real WBC belt at 135, and Lopez only has the franchise strap. Unless he gets a hold of Devin Haney's belt, Teofimo wouldn't be rightfully undisputed champion. So, that means the WBC is lying. This tells you the history of the WBC. That means this article is lying. That means you see right here, Lomachenko did not have the WBC strap when he fought Teofimo Lopez. That's right here. But you know, this is a Wikipedia. They conspiring against him. That means the Ring Magazine is either lying or they're correct in their assertion, because they don't have the WBC belt here. The WBC does not recognize him as being undisputed. It says
they're the one that gave it to him.
The WBO, the WBA, the IBF. All right, I mean, come on.
Mal, what a liberty that the WBC gives you this franchise, tells you that you're the undisputed once you beat Lomachenko, and then posts on the site that you're not even recognized as the undisputed.
Man,
you're gonna go around saying I'm undisputed. And just one discretion in that article: there's no such thing as being undisputed unified. You're either unified, or obviously you're unified if you're undisputed because you've got all the belts. So unified just means you've got 2 and more. But undisputed is you've got all. So you don't have to say unified, undisputed. So So Puro, he said it's not a strap. We know it's not a strap. But what we're saying is he's not undisputed, my G. You know this deep down in your heart. What is it that you can't get to grips with?
No, I mean, if he wants,
what is he trying to say? What is he trying to say? What's the point of his argument?
Basically, is undisputed.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to believe that, there's nothing wrong with that. You're right. He's undisputed. Whatever you got to tell yourself. But according to the IBF, he's not undisputed. According to the WBA, the WBO, the WBC, I said the WBO, right? In the IBF, he's not undisputed. According to Ring Magazine, he's not undisputed. You know, so. According to ES Sports, essentially sports, he's not undisputed, you know, and according to the WBC, he's not undisputed. So all of these sanctioning bodies and Ring Magazine are saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So are they hating on him? Is there a conspiracy? I don't know. What is it? You know, I mean, that's all I'm saying.
So he's saying to keep the Haneys happy for paying the fees. Whatever the reason is, Puro, is Devin Haney has the WBC belt. Doesn't matter how he got it, if they emailed it, if they sent it via Amazon delivery, if it was a click and collect, if they
FedExed it by UPS, whatever.
UPX'd it, whatever. He has the WBC belt. That is the end of it. So Teofimo is unified champion, not undisputed.
Look,
and he said, does Teo. Teo has the franchise WBC belt. He doesn't have. Oh gosh, I can say it till I'm blue. Go ahead,
Chan, wait. You know what? Sorry, go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I just want to say real fast. When Kambosos whoops that ass, I want the Teo fans to keep that same energy and say Kambosos is
undisputed. Yeah, keep the same.
Watch. Yeah. Oh yeah, the narrative is going to shift when that happens.
It will change.
It's going to change. Yeah, it's going to change. That's it.
Yep, they'll say no, he's not undisputed. He has to fight Devin Haney.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Guys, you know what I'm waiting for tomorrow? Like when they introduce Teofimo. Oh, I want them to say unified instead of.
Oh no, they are.
See the look on
let me give you the heads up. Let me give you the heads up. On record, Eddie Hearn said this is not an undisputed fight because he's not undisputed. This is titled as a unification bout. That's it. That's what's on the line.
Plus, he also promotes Devin Haney. He knows for a fact that Devin Haney is the WBC champion.
And that's what to Teo's dad in his face. He said, dude, it's not an undisputed fight. And Teofimo Sr., he had to just calm himself down. You're not the promoter.
That's right. I bet you he did.
If you don't want the fight, then you get stripped of the IBF, because how I'm promoting this, and I promote Devin Haney, he's got the fucking WBC belt. This title is not for undisputed, whether you like it or not. So that's it. So they won't be introducing Teofimo.
Chan, can you text me that? Can you send me that interview? Can you send me that interview with Eddie?
I see it somewhere. I will. I'll pull it up. I'll put it up later, and I will send it.
I gotta watch that shit. I gotta watch that shit.
Everyone point blank said it. No, it's not undisputed. And even when he did the interview with David Diamante introduced Teofimo as the unified champ. Unified. That's it. That's it. Teo has the WBC title that carries the franchise designation. But Puro, we just said that.
Then we just say that.
Broke it down. That belt is a franchise designation. He doesn't have the original real super. There's no super or regular in WBC. He is the franchise WBC holder. As you can see, nobody else recognizes this. Not even the fucking people that gave it to him recognize him as undisputed. So we've showed you 6 different articles.
Okay, Puro, let me break. Puro, Wikipedia, WBA, IBF, WBO, WBC, The Ring. They do not recognize Teofimo Lopez as the WBC champion. They recognize Devin Haney. Teofimo is franchise. Devin Haney is the WBC champion, regardless of how we got it, whether it's by email, FedEx, UPS, whatever. He's the WBC champ. That's it. Hopefully that clears it up.
Post it, please, Egg Shake Form. Big up to you in the build, Dizzard. Loma had the same title. Loma didn't have... Loma is franchise because he dropped, as Mal just showed you, by the time he obtained it via Luke Campbell, when he fought his next fight, Teofimo, as you could see, there was no mention of the WBC belt because he dropped it. He vacated it so he didn't have to defend that against Devin Haney, who was the WBC interim champ. And he decided to take the franchise. So he dropped the WBC belt and took the franchise and moved up and moved from his 130 to fight Teofimo.
Is Puro trolling? Is this guy trolling?
Got the belt.
Let me ask another question. I want to ask a question, okay? Because we know Loma no longer has the belt. So let me do an example real fast. AJ,
now pull up box rec, please.
AJ, let's see you see me walking every day, right?
Yep.
And you see a Rolex on my wrist, okay?
Yep.
And you really don't like me. You're like, fuck Tony's reviews. He doesn't deserve that Rolex. I'm going to steal that Rolex, okay?
Yep.
Now, let's say you see me with that Rolex Monday through Thursday, but you decide you're going to rob me on Friday. However, when you run up on me Friday, there's no Rolex on my arm. Do you now have my Rolex?
Yes. Oh, well.
No.
The Rolex is gone. No, the Rolex is gone. Somebody took it.
No, it's gone. So how can I take it? Of course not. Of course I don't have it.
Exactly.
Rolex. Whatever you did with the Rolex on Thursday, it's no longer available on Friday.
Right.
So when I was going to run up on you on Friday, there was no Rolex.
Oh, I can't. So I can't take it.
Yeah, you can't take it. It's gone. Just like Lopez couldn't take the belt from Loma. It was gone. It's gone.
It was gone. And it was handed down to Devin Haney. Devin Haney has the Rolly. No Romero. That's what he's got. So I don't understand what is the confusion. It's so simple. It's big up to Blood Documentaries. My brother, what's up? Do you want to come on the panel and say anything, Blood?
Hey, somebody need to block this KKK guy. Got a guy that's saying some KKK.
Are you not thingy on here?
No.
Are you not?
So just block him. Just block him. He already on there. He goes another breakdown. like this is. I can do this shit all day.
You pull up box rec now.
Yeah, I'll pull up box rec.
Have you guys blocked him? Because it's telling me that I need to refresh my page.
Somebody already blocked him.
Yeah, somebody's already
blocked who?
Yeah, KKK guy.
Oh yeah. That guy's been blocked. Yeah, he's out.
Okay, Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shout out to my brother Blood, man, Retro Boxing Documentaries. There's another article here. It talks about when Canelo got elevated, and then it talks about this week the WBC named Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko 14-1. It breaks it down here. I can show you another one. I mean, it's
so tedious at this point, isn't it?
No, it's really not. I had all this stuff already ready because I know these guys. I know them very well.
You think about 5 paces.
Yeah, I know them very well.
Blood, do you want to come on panel?
Here we go, Shan. I have it shared, so you can pull it up if you want to. Yeah.
Let me pull it up. Let me get it. My G.
This is an article from this is 3 Kings Boxing. They just do a follow-up on it. This article was written in 2019, October the 25th. And it talks about, the Canelo with the franchise. It talks about how, I'm just summarizing it, how Jamal Charlo became the champion. Yeah, he got it via email, but he got it. It talks about that right here. It talks about, these for the people who told me that Devin Haney was not the mandatory to fight Lomachenko. That's what I've been hearing, right?
Yeah.
It says here in this particular article, this week the WBC named Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko 14-1 with 10 KOs as their second franchise champion. Similar to Canelo Alvarez, Lomachenko had a fantastic would-be opponent in Devin Haney, who was also the interim WBC lightweight champion at the time of his elevation. So according to this article, it says the Dream, Devin Haney, became High-Tech, which is Lomachenko's, mandatory on September the 9th, 2019, with his victory over Tsar Abdullaev, right? They say, well, that was until the WBC sprinkled their magical franchise champion does on the Ukrainian shoulders. Vasily Lomachenko is from Ukraine, for anyone who's confused. So according to this article, Devin Haney was Vasily Lomachenko's mandatory. He was going to fight Lomachenko for the WBC straps. Whether you want to believe that or not, maybe if you want to believe, it's up to you. This is what this article says, right? And then it says until the WBC, they did what? They sprinkled the magical franchise, I call it the French fries, championship does on the Ukrainian shoulders. Now Haney is the full WBC lightweight champion. Not because he ducked Lomachenko, not because he begged a petition for a belt or whatever the case may be. He became the lightweight champion. Mauricio Suleiman decided to elevate him because this WBC lightweight belt was not in Lomachenko's possession anymore because they took it from him. He dropped it, whatever happened, and he got elevated to the franchise champion, which elevated Haney to the WBC lightweight champion.
Right.
This is what happened.
And Mal, go back to the WBC website where you had up.
Oh, WBC website is here.
Yeah, and you will see if you scroll down who is the interim champion now.
Jojo Diaz.
Hence why Haney has to defend his belt against Jojo Diaz. This was the same thing as Lomachenko having to defend his belt to Devin Haney, but Lomachenko dropped the belt. So if Devin Haney dropped the belt now, interim champ would receive the WBC belt. It's the same fucking thing. So,
whether you agree with whether Devin Haney was the mandatory or not, that's irrelevant. Whether you agree with that or not, that's irrelevant. The fact of the matter is Lomachenko dropped this belt.
Right.
And when he fought Teofimo Lopez, he no longer had the WBC strap. That's what happened.
Hey, Coach.
Exactly what happened.
Yes, sir.
Google off to the side, Teofimo Lopez petitions for WBC franchise title, and that'll tell you what he had to do to get the belt.
Teofimo Lopez petitions.
Look at how much we have to go through just to.
You got to go far and beyond. Petitions for franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, petition for franchise.
WBC franchise.
Exactly, Exactly, Bottom line, the other bodies don't recognize franchise at this time. That is clear.
I don't know which one Teofimo announces vacating his belt.
Teo is the real emails. Because he got the WBC franchise. So you could say, you're right, Obs. You could say that part of his belt was emailed to him too.
Let me see. Yeah, so I don't, let me see. I wonder would this be it? Teofimo gets certified as WBC franchise and regular champion. Devin Haney's title is in question. So this is the article right here. This is February. See, it's all kind of shit out here on this. Rivalry between Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney reached new levels today. This is my first time ever seeing this article, guys. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
It said recently Lopez was recently Lopez was in an interview with FightHype.com. He talked about getting certified as a WBC franchise and regular champion. So this is probably why he has 2 belts. I think he does have 2 belts. That said, he took his chance and clapped back at his rival yet again. Sorry, Devin, you got played, son. Yeah, I remember this. Okay. You got played, son. You got played. You heard. So TakeOver is saying that he has 2 belts. He has the franchise belt and the WBC regular title. That's what he has, right? Yeah. And I go here. So when I go here to says Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. So basically, Devin Haney is paying sanctioning fees for this belt. He has a franchise belt here. And Teofimo, Devin Haney, not Devin Haney. What the guy name? Yeah, Teofimo is saying that he has, I have it right here. Sorry about that. He has, he has 2 WBC belts.
Yeah, because one, it's a franchise.
One is a franchise and the other one
is.
He's saying it's a regular belt. This is what he's saying. So there's so much shit out here on this. Right? You see what I'm saying? But none of these sanctioning bodies recognize, they recognize one guy as a WBC champion. That's Devin Haney.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to explain to me, why are all of these sanctioning bodies recognizing this guy as the champ, and why no one is recognizing Teofimo Lopez as undisputed?
Yeah.
So is there a conspiracy against Teofimo Lopez?
Yeah, there is. There is.
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
There is. And if there is, for what reason then?
And then if there is a conspiracy, you can't say, well, they're doing that because they hate Latinos. Okay, well, they recognize Canelo Alvarez as being undisputed and he's a Latino.
Yep.
No, they favor Mexicans. They don't like Hondurans.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. All I'm saying is, this is, believe they can take what you want to take, believe what you want to believe. All I'm saying is, what I do know for a fact, WBC is not recognizing Teofimo as being undisputed. That's on their website. The WBO, the WBA, the IBF, the Ring Magazine, and none of the other boxing historians who keep track of the list of the history of undisputed champions throughout the history of boxing in the 4-belt era and beyond, they do not recognize it as well. So all of these people, organizations are conspiring against Teofimo to hate on him for whatever the reason may be.
Yeah,
they're out to get him.
Yeah, they have to get him wild.
Exactly. This is what I said. Why didn't Canelo take franchise at 68 when he surely could have? Because he realized you can't be undisputed that way. Exactly. So what he did, he used the designation to get to 68, to duck, if you want to say duck, who you wanted to duck, and drop all of that former belt that he had to be able to become undisputed properly. Exactly.
No, I got a better question. People like to hate on this dude so much, but tell me this. Why did Deontay Wilder deny the WBC franchise title?
I don't know. I didn't know
he
was offered.
That's true.
He was offered it?
Yeah, he was offered it and he turned that shit down because it's not real.
Yeah, that's what he did. Egg-shaped form, you can jump on. Come through. There's the link. He turned it down, Tony.
Yeah. My brother Puro Sul Central said Mauricio recognizes him. Okay. Puro, Mauricio recognizes him. Is there anything that you can show me on the WBC website, Puro Sul Central, that shows that Devin Haney, that Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed champion, my brother? Because I'm looking on their website right now and I don't see it.
I know why he's saying that, Mal, because there's been times where Mauricio's did interviews in the beginning.
He said
that Teo was undisputed. But then when the fire started to cook his ass, he retracted, and I even did a fucking news report on him with a clip of him saying that Teo is unified. Do you guys sub to me? You guys see when I put out the receipts with the clips, nearly getting copyright strikes. I'm lucky so far I haven't, but I provide you guys with these clips so you can fucking see it. I do it every day.
Yeah.
And Mal does it every day.
Yeah, Devin. Yeah, Mauricio Suleiman did say that. You're right about that, Puro Sul Central. He did say that. But when I go to his website, it says something totally different. When I go to Ring Magazine, WBA, WBO, IBF, and WBC website is all consistent. They all say the same thing. So I just want to explain to me what it is, you know.
Hey guys.
Me what this guy talking about.
Hey LadyChann, what's up, coach? What's going on, panel?
What's up, Puro, mi hermano?
Same old, just fighting a good fight, man. Not for Teo, not for Devin, but for my own personal sanity. Because, you know, the narratives, you know, it's that's why I started listening to Coach, because he be bodying the narratives too. And me, in my personal opinion, this is a narrative that's going around as well. I'm not saying you guys are pushing it. It's just there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of confusion. I agree with you, LadyChann. To me, it's actually really simple. It's just like I actually don't know why people can't see it the way I see it, and some, I would say some others see it the way I do and the way Mauricio Suleiman explains it. Yeah, so the thing is that so the franchise, I heard a lot of the time is like, okay, yeah, he's the franchise champion, but that's the thing. Mauricio has explained it, and I believe it also says it in the text of the rules of the franchise designation, that it's only a franchise designation, and then the fighter has to petition for it. And the reason that they created that franchise designation was Canelo was the first one, is because it provides the champion certain benefits, which is
the Doc Mandos.
Yeah, that you could word it that way, and I wouldn't say no. But the reason Canelo promoter or himself or whoever petitioned for that designation is for him to move up to 175 to postpone his mandatory and challenge the champion at 175
weight class. Yeah,
correct. So that's why he used it there. He went up there. He beat him for that title, and then. And then he decided. I think he went to 168 after that, or did he go back to 160? I'm not sure.
No, he went to he went to
after
68.
the Cobra fight. He went to 168.
He came back to 60. He came back to 60 after the Kovalev fight
because he fought Jacobs right after that one, right?
Yeah. And
okay.
No. He didn't. No, he fought Jacobs first. He fought Jacobs.
Oh, he fought Jacobs first.
Danny Jacobs, then went to Kovalev, then came back to 60, and then left 60 and went to 68.
Okay.
No.
Hey, Chan, did you see what I put on the screen?
Go ahead.
Hang on. After 75, did he just go to 68 and not back to 60?
No. Okay, so after he beat Kovalev, the pandemic happened. Then he fought Callum Smith. He finally got at 168. Then he started his run there.
Okay.
So he did go to 68.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, 68.
He went to 68 instead of 60. Yeah.
Okay, so the same. Go ahead.
That's when everybody was saying, "Oh, he ducked."
Andrade.
This one he dropped. Yeah, okay, cool.
And I actually got to the bottom of that one as well. He actually didn't duck Andrade. He actually go ahead, bro.
No,
I just want to say this. Hold on. So, lady, I don't see if you saw what I was showing on my my cell phone camera, but I'm gonna read this quote from Mauricio, and this is where I tell you he had to petition for the belt. That's why it's not a real belt. He said, "For this specific fight, we received a request from TEOFIMO Lopez. For this fight, the winner will be designated as the franchise champion. We have previously stipulated that this is not normally put on the line, but we are proud to have this event with all the championships on the line." That tells you right there that they said before that you could not win the belt.
It wasn't transferable.
Teo had to request for a petition for it.
And that's facts, and that's where that causes more confusion because WBC broke their own rules because the franchise designation is not supposed to be transferable.
And then all of a sudden, it's now transferable when Tia got it from Loma, and now it's transferable. Is it going to be transferable to Kambosos if he was to win? It's not, or is it?
Well, this is the thing. Like, it's against the rules, but for the Loma fight, they made it transferable.
Yeah.
But like they say in my hood with the Spanish speaking people, plata talks. Money talks.
Yeah.
So you pay a little bit extra. Okay, yeah, we can make an exception. Blah blah blah. Because we also got to remember that Canelo, the franchise designation was invented for Canelo. He gave that extra, couple of greenbacks. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, also maybe to put it more into perspective, Loma and Canelo used it for two different things. The franchise designation, the attributes. Loma used it so he can postpone his mandatory and challenge Teo for his IBF belt, so he can become undisputed. Canelo did it so he can postpone his mandatory, so he can move up and challenge the 175 champion.
And I respect using it in that way to a degree. I will more respect it to use it in that way, because it's not like he used it and then decided I want to be franchise undisputed, fake undisputed. He used it, whether anybody wants to say he ducked or whatever, X, Y, Z. That was the privilege that designation gave him. So he moved up to get a championship belt. Teo is not doing the same thing.
Sorry, Chan, to cut you off right quick.
Stay at 35 with this franchise designation, but then not fight anybody else, but then claim to be undisputed. It's not the same as Canelo.
Well, that's the thing, is that Canelo, the pandemic hit, so he actually never relinquished the franchise. He actually is still a franchise. He's still the WBC champion with the franchise designation at 160, and Jamal Charlo is the WBC champion without the designation.
Yeah.
But so that's still there. If you go to the WBC website, I actually state that. So he moved to 168. When he fought Callum Smith, he actually asked the WBC, because the title was vacant, to include it to include the vacant title with, I believe he was WBO. Callum Smith, was it?
Yeah.
So to unify, so it could be a unified match. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, another extra couple bucks.
He was WBA. I'm sorry.
Oh, WBA. Okay. So that's the thing. So literally, and that's what I figured out, actually not too far along recently, is when Mauricio Suleiman, I believe, with Fight Hype, had another of his long string of interviews to explain this designation and how it's worked in this case. Is that the guy from Fight Hype? It wasn't Sean Deitel, I believe, but it was one of his the dudes that helped him out. Yeah. He asked him, so is the situation kind of like the WBA, where they have the world and the super? And he even goes like, I don't like to say it that way, because the WBA does it that way, but you can actually characterize it that's the way. Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion, and Teofimo Lopez is also the WBC lightweight champion with the franchise designation, which in other interviews he's stated that championship supersedes all other belts in that weight class. So clearly,
well, if that's the case, then why don't they have one in every division?
Well, that's the thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Only like two fighters that got it, but can I just say something?
Yes, sir.
When Loma was going to fight Teofimo Lopez, they were going to fight for undisputed. It was marketed as undisputed. Devin Haney wasn't even a mandatory until after it was already marketed undisputed, and he became the mandatory while Teofimo and Loma was already going to fight for undisputed. So he became the mandatory, I think, like about a month later or 2 weeks later, or something like that. And then eventually Loma petitioned for the franchise. And Devin Haney ended up getting the belt. So that's probably why Teofimo, he's like, yo, when me and Loma was set to fight, it was marketed as undisputed. And this was before Loma actually petitioned for the franchise. So that's probably why Teofimo is running around saying he's undisputed. That's my only way.
No, sir, that's not correct. Devin Haney was champion in late 2019. He had the belt already.
No. If you look it up, Loma and when Teo beat Comey, that fight was already getting marketed. Devin Haney was in a tournament. When Teo beat Comey, they was going to set up to do the fight between Loma and Teofimo. Devin Haney did not become the mandatory until after the fight between Loma and Teofimo was scheduled to happen. Like they setting up the fight. Then Devin Haney, like a month later, became the mandatory. And that was like probably like maybe 2 months before Teo and Loma actually fought. Loma ended up petitioning for the franchise. That's how that all happened.
And then when the fight was over and Teo was declared the victor, ESPN was even saying this is the new undisputed lightweight champion. And then all this issues arose. I'm sure Devin Haney's camp came out, and everybody that has a bit of influence in the sport came out and said, no, he can't be undisputed because of this, that, and the third. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not really trying to convince you guys because, like, literally, I just like literally trying to get my point across with the way I understand how Mauricio's explained it and how it says it in the bylaws of the WBC. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, Coach.
No, I have everything that you're talking about. I'm looking at it right now. I pulled them up. Everything that you're saying. Again, it goes right back to what I was saying. Mauricio Suleiman created this confusion.
Correct. And I've always said that too, Coach.
It's not Teofimo's fault. It's not Devin Haney's fault. It starts with Mauricio Suleiman. I'm looking at these articles when it was created. Who petitioned for it? I have them right here. I'm looking at them. I'm saving them I'm bookmarking them because I know I'm gonna need them later on down the line. I already know. I bookmark. I have them right here. I'm looking at them, and that just it's Mauricio Suleiman, man. He created all this. It says right here. It says here that Top Rank requested that that Vasily Lomachenko be elevated to franchise for this article here. They requested it.
Yep.
Right.
Hey, Chan, you want to address this guy in the chat? He says you give him fake news.
Personally, Me personally, I was never with the franchise from the beginning.
Facts, Lisa. Neither was I.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because you could just see the writings on the wall was going to cause all this confusion.
I thought when they did the franchise, they was going to do that for all the divisions, but when they only did it for 2 people, it just didn't make any sense.
There's going to be more.
Still doesn't.
There's going to be a lot of franchise belts,
right? You got enough money, man. They'll create a new media today, USA, Coach. If you got enough cash for them, they'll create your own belt.
A libertarian belt.
I know, right? A LadyChann belt.
I have a belt.
Yeah, I know, right? Coach got all the belts. Shit.
I got a WBC belt.
Don't buy their age, buy older. He buy even 2 years older. Like if it says like don't buy like 2 to 4 and she's 4, buy like 4 to 6 or 5 to 6, and if the 8-year-old buy like 9 to 10.
Oh, I'm looking at an article right here, I'm looking at an article right here. Mauricio Suleiman said that Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed champion. I'm looking at it.
And he's the president, so like literally what he says goes. He wrote the bylaws.
Right, you're right.
What he says doesn't, but what he says does not go with boxing as a whole.
But
that's just one thing.
Mauricio,
guys, I can't get my thoughts out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
If no sanctioning body accepts him, then he's not undisputed.
Oh, well, that's not actually accurate.
Yeah, well, come then. Yeah.
No, but this is the thing, though. Mauricio Suleiman later came back and said that Teofimo wasn't undisputed. So if you say that his word is the law,
say it and then
which word is the law? Because one minute he says he is undisputed in January, and then right after that he says he's not undisputed. I'm looking at an article where he says Teofimo is not undisputed. So which word are we to believe is the law?
And I feel you on that one, Coach. Like literally, yeah. Well, he says one. Yeah, he goes in circles is what he does.
Yeah. She was like, she offered, and that's like, it was nice for me because she's like, actually, this is someone that's not close to Alex.
Wait, Sam, you gotta do it.
She made that
she's not needed.
What with the kids?
No, to pay for the food on your birthday.
Oh yeah, no.
She was like, do you know what?
Hey, Sam.
She could tell, like, actually,
yeah, but you see what I'm saying though, like Mauricio Suleiman is speaking out of both sides of his neck. 1 minute is one way, the next minute is another way, while at the same time, both of you guys are going to pay me sanctioning fees. Teofimo, you have 2 belts, so you're going to pay me twice. Devin Haney, you have 1 belt, you're going to pay me 1 time. And then the other sanctioning bodies in Ring Magazine, no one is recognizing this guy's being undisputed.
So, Coach, could I address that real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So, first of all, salute to everybody in the chat. Salute Coach Malachi, LadyChann, everybody.
Salute, bro.
The first part of what you just said, I only hopped in a few minutes ago, so I don't know what you guys have already covered or whatever.
I've muted it.
But the first part where you're talking about Mauricio was talking about both sides of his neck, I agree with you.
So it helps my views and my show. The more
and the thing is, though, what I would say is,
no, I'm not doing
what they've said in the past is kind of irrelevant.
What I wanted it to do
sucks
is
because it's irrelevant whether we like it or not. Because these sanctioning bodies.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if I should wait for LadyChann.
I'm trying to get her to.
Go on, then when I'm
I'll wait because it's kind of throwing me off too.
Someone's watching EastEnders, but yeah, they're talking. This is the job that I do. Who's that guy? Aaron. I've never met him before, have I?
Chan.
She probably has her headphones off. She doesn't even know that we can hear her.
Yeah, I don't know. I just something in the chat.
I think she went on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so and that leads to the second point is that
what was the first point? What was the first point? Because I didn't hear it.
That in the past he may have said that he's unified and not undisputed.
No, I'm looking at the article. He said he was undisputed.
No, but that he has said at one point that he's unified or not undisputed, and then now he's saying he is undisputed. What I'm saying is, whatever they say now, for better or for worse, whether we like it, that's what it really is. Because we don't make the rules, and what that leads into is an argument that I hear all the time, and it's that the other sanctioning bodies, the WBO, the IBF, the WBA, they don't recognize the franchise bout, and that's fine. But the reason that's not a good argument against the undisputed claim of Teofimo is because it doesn't work like that. They don't have to recognize anything because it's the WBC that makes their own rules. They make their own rankings. It's the same thing that happened when the WBA created the super and the regular bout. And Coach has actually talked about this, how the WBA heavyweight title belt that Muhammad Ali won in 1979 is not the one that Alexander Usyk has.
No. Trevor Bryan has that.
Trevor Bryan is the successor to Muhammad Ali. And a lot of people think that the one that Usyk has is the bout, but in reality, it's not even like they made a lesser bout and called that the regular bout. They made a new bout, a higher bout, the super bout. And that what we call the regular bout is the bout that used to be Muhammad Ali's bout. But the thing is, if the WBC doesn't recognize it, or if the IBF doesn't recognize it, it doesn't really matter. And I keep saying, well, the franchise bout is not recognized on whatever these websites for the other sanctioning bodies. And the thing is, the WBC doesn't get to choose that their champion unifies with the regular bout or they don't get to say we're going to unify with the regular bout. The WBA, there's so many letters, gosh. The WBA rules, they say that the super bout is the bout that you unify with. So
I get what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. But what you're going to have to explain to me is how come when I go on the WBC's website, it says something. It says that it clearly specifies that Teofimo Lopez is the franchise champion, and it says that the WBC lightweight champion is Devin Haney.
That's a great question. And what they're not explaining on the website, it's something that you have to dig for. And it's something that they do explain, or at least Mauricio, he's the chair and the spokesman. That's his official role. He's the chair and the spokesman. So what it is that Devin Haney's bout, it can also be called, what it really is called is the world belt. It's the world. He's the lightweight champion of the world. The franchise belt is another bout or designation, whatever you want to call it. But historically, that world title belt is the bout. But what I think people maybe are not understanding is that the rule is now, just like happened, remember, with Lennox Lewis in the super bout, and then David Haye ended up fighting that Andre the Giant looking ass, and they gave him another bout.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But that didn't exist before. What's going on now is that, unfortunately, it's causing a lot of confusion, and people have to catch up. And I'm not saying it's right or anything. What I'm saying is what Mauricio is saying. When I say Mauricio, I don't just mean him as a dude. I'm saying the WBC. It's that if you're in your division, there exists a franchise bout. What they're saying is that franchise bout is superior to what we would call the world bout. And that's why he says, I don't like the analogy of the super and regular, but essentially, if that's what it takes for people to understand, that's all that's going on is if there happens to be a franchise bout in your division, and watch what happens that's why I was saying in the chat, in 5, 10, 15 years, it'll probably be, there's a franchise bout for every division, but it just takes time to adjust. What's going on is when there's a franchise bout in your division, the world title belt, the world champion, is essentially relegated to a lesser status, to essentially a regular champ. And the other sanctioning bodies don't have a say in which bout they choose to unify with. To be, a unified champion, or in some cases, an undisputed champion. In other words, it has to be the franchise belt, because that's how the bodies work, is the WBC decides it. Even if they go and then they change their mind about something, and then now when I'm saying this before, it doesn't matter, because essentially they're deciding that's the rule is. That's what the rule is.
Yeah, so basically, I'm confused. I'm still confused. It didn't clarify anything. Mauricio Suleiman is saying that he's undisputed 1 minute. Next minute he's not undisputed.
No, he's not saying that anymore. If he has said that he's not undisputed before, it's irrelevant. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that it sucks for us, for the fans, because they decide it as they go on if they want. And just like they decided that we're going to create a super bout, and Lennox Lewis is going to experience that, we don't have a say. Even if it confuses people. Right. Now, if he's saying the franchise bout is the super bout, the prestigious bout is the word he uses, or the superior bout. Oh no, supreme is what he says. That's what it is. So he is the WBC champion, for better or for worse.
Is there a reason why they don't have a picture of Teofimo Lopez on their page?
I'm sure they don't update websites regularly. They don't even have Jojo Diaz. They don't have all their champions. And the franchise is a weird situation right now. And that's why I'm saying in 5-10 years time, it's going to be a lot of franchise belts. And then you will see them on the website. But it is a very awkward thing. So basically what you're saying is Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed. It's just the other organizations, including the WBC, they just don't realize it yet. I didn't say that. Of course.
No, I'm asking.
No, why would you get that I said the WBC doesn't realize it?
No, because I don't see it on their site. But okay,
that's irrelevant, because the WBC has stated many times that the franchise bout is the superior bout. If they don't update the website, or they only have a picture of Devin Haney, that's the different topic. So that's a website.
So superior belt meaning that Teofimo is undisputed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, whether we like how it happened or not.
Okay.
What I'm saying is because the WBC says that. Right. Like we don't have a choice, just like we didn't have a choice about the super bout.
Okay, I get it. I don't agree, but I agree. I hear what you're saying.
Let me ask this question, and I'm done.
WBA super belt came.
Can we agree? Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I was saying, I know the reason why the super belt was created.
Are you asking me?
No, just anybody on the panel. Do y'all know the main reason why the super belt was created?
I'm pretty sure it's because there's so many bouts that if you remove the mandatory, like think about it, every time there's a new bout that you have to defend mandatories, like you'll never be able to unify. And that's what they have said many times too, is the franchise bout, if you eliminate a mandatory, it makes it easier for unification. That's what everyone wants. That's what we all want. Unification, undisputed, because imagine if they add another belt, like the WBO. Imagine if that's recognized, and then all these champions have to fight 5 different mandatories before they can do anything. Then
you know what I'm not confused about? I'm not confused that Teofimo Canelo Alvarez is the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. You know what I'm not confused about? I'm not confused that Josh Taylor is the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. I'm not confused that Terrence Crawford was undisputed. I'm not confused that what's my name, man? Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor, Alexander Usyk. I'm not confused about any of those guys. But when it comes to this particular situation, my brother Egg Shake Form, you just explained it to me, and I'm even more confused now than I was 10 minutes ago. So
that's fine, but that's
you see what I'm saying?
That's fine, but that's kind of irrelevant to the point that they're stating that he's undisputed. And what I'm saying, maybe I didn't express it properly, but as time goes on, like in 5 years' time, we're gonna be even clearer that Teofimo was undisputed this whole time, and then 10 years from now, it's gonna be even more clear. And the reason why there's not gonna be a question years down the line that Teo was undisputed is because this whole franchise thing is not gonna be novel anymore. There's gonna be lots of these. As a matter of fact, they might even change the rules. They might even change the rules to make it like a super situation where that's one per division.
But this is the
problem. Let me ask this question, and I'm gone, fellas. For the panel, can we agree that today that the WBC recognizes Teo as one of their lightweight champions?
Yeah,
can we agree on that?
Yeah, I mean, franchise.
Because I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, so if the WBC recognizes Teo as one of their WBC champions, and the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO recognize Teo as their lightweight champion, that means he holds 4 belts of the 4 major sanctioning bodies, right? And by definition, he would be undisputed, even though I could disagree, the WBA could disagree, anybody can disagree, right? But
negative.
Why
that would be like saying that would be like saying right now Dillian White is the real WBC champion because he's an interim champion. No,
but interims have never been recognized as a full champion, though.
It doesn't matter that he has one of the belts, because the fact of the matter is, in the WBC, there's the franchise, there's the regular, there's the diamond, there's the silver, there's the intercontinental. Like, they have 5 different belts.
Yeah, but those Reggie belts, as some people call them,
the only one that matters is the real one. That's it. All the other ones don't matter. They don't get you to undisputed.
But we can agree that Mauricio has stated that Teo has the real one.
Yeah, and that's what people like. It's not really coming across well that they're not communicating well. Is what Mauricio
Josh Taylor, we could actually I can make the argument that Josh Taylor.
Does he have a franchise?
No, but Gervonta has a title.
He has a regular belt. He has the regular belt, and nobody looks at him as a real champion. But PBC.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, literally, the WBC already has said that Teo.
Hey, but Puro Central. The only problem with that, my brother, is the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF do not recognize Teofimo Lopez as being the WBC champion.
This is even better, Coach. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay, if that be the case, then is Josh Taylor the
belt that supersedes?
Hold on. Let me finish asking.
Go ahead, brother.
Is Josh Taylor currently undisputed? Yes or no?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
There's no dispute about it.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Is Canelo Alvarez currently undisputed? Yes or no?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay, neither one of those guys have the franchise title. I go by common denominators. The only one that
that's not how you do it, though. That's not how you do it.
The only one that doesn't match is Teo.
You don't get to make up the rules, though. With all due respect, like what the whole point is that the sanctioning body makes up the rule for their own bouts. That's the whole point.
But that's the thing, though. Mauricio Suleiman is making up the rules as he goes along. 1 minute he's saying one thing, and the next minute he's saying something else. That's the issue.
They got a Bridger belt.
WBA does the same thing.
That's fine. It's fine, but whatever he says now, that's
no. Let me ask you this. Y'all want to say they do the same thing. So let me ask this question. Josh Taylor, does he have the super title?
Yes.
Of the WBA? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It's the only super belt. Does he have the super title?
Yes.
Does Canelo Alvarez have the super title?
Correct.
They're all the same. Only the WBC is different.
But no,
what they're saying is that the super, basically the franchise is no different than a super belt.
Right.
It's a little different.
That's what Mauricio was saying.
No. What I'm trying to show them is how stupid that argument is. Let me ask you this.
No one's making that argument.
Hold on. What weight class does the super belt not exist in?
I'll have to check. I don't. Off the top of my
It's
head.
in all of them.
I would say it's in all of them. Correct.
I'm thinking of yeah.
What title that matters is not in every weight class? None. Only one.
The franchise. The franchise.
Only one. Only
franchise.
one title does not exist in every weight class that matters, and that is the franchise. Why? Because Correct. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yes, it does. Per the president of the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, it is the ultimate. It is the supreme belt.
Yeah, there was a time when there wasn't a super belt in every weight class.
I said it earlier. Keep that same energy when your boy gets his ass whooped tomorrow in Kambosos. You need to call him undisputed because Kambosos is about to whoop that ass. So keep that same energy.
He can knock. Dude, look at him. Kambosos is fucking hungry. He can knock Tio out. He's fucking mad because they kept postponing his date. If he beats Tio, he's undisputed.
He hasn't been home and shit, you know.
Dude, he hates this. They fucking hate each other. He could knock Tio out.
I remember when I'm finna get ready to go, but I remember when Canelo Alvarez became undisputed when he beat Caleb Plant. He gave a little speech. He said that there's only been 6. He said there's only been 5 in the 4-belt era in the history of boxing that's been undisputed. And he talked about, of course, Bernard Hopkins, Josh Taylor, Jermaine Taylor. He talked about Terrence Crawford, and he talked about Alexander Usyk. And I was wondering why he only said 5. And Canelo's a very smart guy. He's up there with his Latino brother, TEOFIMO Lopez. He never said TEOFIMO Lopez. And I'm trying to figure out why. Is Canelo confused as well, or I don't know. But for some reason, he didn't say TEOFIMO Lopez. And all I'm saying is, I get what you guys are saying. You guys are saying that TEOFIMO is undisputed. There's nothing wrong with that. If you believe that, that's fine. I don't recognize him as being undisputed, and that's fine too. And there's a lot of different information out there that supports that claim. But if you want to believe he's undisputed, that's I have no problem with it.
Coach,
he's undisputed 20 times if you want to believe that.
Coach, I feel what you're trying to say though.
Yeah, don't leave that. I want to say this real fast. I don't have an issue with anybody believing what they want to believe. You can believe whatever you want to believe. That's cool. But here's my issue. The definition of the word undisputed. The fact that we are disputing this means he is not undisputed.
That's a word concept fallacy.
It's not a fallacy because at no point in time in the history of boxing has an undisputed
that's a word concept because
ever been disputed.
You're conflating 2 definitions of the same term. That's literally a word concept fallacy.
I'm telling you the facts. The fact of the matter is, when every champion that he just named, the 5 in the 4-belt era, not once did anybody argue whether they were undisputed or not. Why? Because they had all the fucking titles. This is the only time that an undisputed is being disputed, which therefore means he's really not undisputed.
That's not what in boxing, undisputed has a very particular term. If you're disputing it, that has nothing to do with the boxing definition of undisputed.
Yes, it does.
Correct.
Do you want me to explain what it means? Do you want me to explain what undisputed means?
It means you're making an equivocation fallacy. It's called a word concept
No,
fallacy.
I'm not. Do you know
you're
what
equivocating the word undisputed? Literally.
No. In boxing, not the definition. In boxing, do you know what undisputed means?
You already said it, brother.
Other sanctioning bodies, dude.
No. That's not what the word undisputed in boxing came from. Do you know what undisputed actually means in boxing terms?
I know how
you have all the titles.
No, it's not that you have all the titles. You become undisputed by having all the titles. But do you know what the fucking word undisputed actually comes from in boxing?
The word
Where does it come from, Tony? Where does it come from?
What it comes from is you are the undisputed champion because in boxing, right now, there are several belts. There's always been several belts. But in boxing, when you go way back, people would argue he's not the real champion. He's the real champion. No, he's the real champion. No, he's the real champion. So when you become undisputed, nobody believes that any other champion is real but you. You are the man. You are undisputed. You are the number one. It is accepted throughout. That's where undisputed came from.
So which one is it? You're the man that you're accepted throughout, that you have all the belts?
That's you're not even paying attention to what I'm telling you. I just explained.
No, you're saying because people are disputing it, then you can't be undisputed.
What
Correct?
I'm telling you is the definition of undisputed in boxing came from when you had multiple champions, right? Because there's always been multiple. When they first combined and you had one guy left on top of the mountain that everybody could look at and say, oh, that's the actual man. That's undisputed. Yes, titles are a way to it, but there are lesser titles as well. What it is when there's one man on top, that is who everybody acknowledges is the best. The problem here is nobody acknowledges Tio is the best because he didn't beat everybody.
I acknowledge him.
He beat
on
I'm
YouTube,
part of everybody.
If you don't acknowledge that Tio beat the man to become the man, that's irrelevant to the point that he did.
Facts.
Did he beat Devin Haney?
What does Devin Haney have to do with it?
Because he has the fucking title.
So, but you're saying
was given
you
to
told
him.
me it wasn't about the titles.
Without earning it.
The man that you call the man, Lomachenko, literally evaded fighting him. He evaded fighting him to pick up franchise to get out of the fucking fight.
Don't unifications trump man?
No.
First of all, you're lying because Devin
cannot
Haney
be
was never
considered the
mandatory.
man. You cannot be considered the man when you are dodging somebody else.
That's your
He's
opinion.
not dodging anybody.
Because you love Devin Haney. Devin Haney was never mandatory.
Yes, what?
He was never officially made mandatory. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
I can pull up videos of Bill even saying, yeah, he wasn't officially made mandatory.
I got the receipt on that though. I got the receipt on that. But
he was definitely whenever he got that intro title. Whenever he got that intro title, he was mandatory.
I got
mandatories are not the same thing as
and that's what the franchise designation does.
Yes, so that you can unify.
Exactly.
So that you can unify easier.
Or move up in weight and challenge another champion.
Yeah, move up and unify.
All right, so I get it. So Puro Sul Central in egg shake form. You guys say that he's undisputed. The IBF, the WBC. I know you guys say it says on the WBC website. I am on their website. I'm looking for it. Maybe you can help me. I do not see it. The WBO, the IBF, the Ring Magazine, and other periodicals that I've found. None of these guys, boxing historians who keep track of who was undisputed throughout the history of boxing, says that Teofimo was undisputed. But I know what you're saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they say. You know, I get what you're saying, but the guy's not undisputed. I mean, it is what it is. We can agree to disagree. There's nothing I'm going to say to convince you, and I'm not trying to convince you. And there's nothing that you're going to tell me that convinced me. Only thing that happened here tonight that you made me more confused than I was before we even talked about this. I thought I was confused before. I have countless receipts that says Teofimo's not undisputed. Teofimo's not undisputed. Teofimo's not undisputed. Teofimo's not. I have like 10 different things that says he's not undisputed. And it breaks down why. I go to the WBC website. It's breaking down some of the same things, but then I find an article by Mauricio Suleiman where he verbally says he is undisputed. Then I find another article by Mauricio Suleiman where he verbally says Teofimo is the unified champion. He's not undisputed, and that Devin Haney is a real champion. What you guys are telling me is that I am to believe what Mauricio Suleiman said the first time when he said that Teofimo is undisputed, but then when he comes back and contradict, I'm not saying it, I'm just saying. And when he come back and say something different, you're saying that, no, don't worry about that. What he said the first time, that's what we are to believe. And I just can't go for that.
I don't know who said that.
I think we can agree that the WBC fucked that up. Me and you could agree with that, Coach. WBC, Mauricio fucked us all up.
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm just going to smoke me some weed.
Me too, brother.
I just want to know.
I'm not confused.
I just want to know in boxing. Hats joined on late when I want to close the live down.
Coach, before you go, I just want you to answer this, Coach, before you go.
Yes, sir.
In the history of boxing, when a champion dodges his mandatory, what happens to that champion?
He loses his belt. He gets stripped.
Thank you. That's all I want to hear. I'm about to get off, too.
Yeah. I'm gonna go smoke some good greens, some sticky, man.
You join Mad Mate. Hap, give your analysis. Mal, tell them where they can find you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, shout out to Tony Reviews, man. Please subscribe. Shout out to Forum. Shout out to Puro Sul Central.
Can you guys hear me?
Haplo, I hear you, fam. My main man on Bold. You can see me guys tomorrow. I'll be on the show tomorrow, 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. I won't be on long, but yes, hey, salute to you, but I see you, dog. I see you. Mauricio Suleiman created all this confusion. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with you, Coach. I agree with you 100%.
Mauricio Suleiman is he's collecting sanctioning fees. That's all he's doing.
Yes, he is.
Hey, listen. I pay him $25 a month I'm paying a sanction fee for this belt. I got the belt. Amazon Prime, the WBC Amazon Prime franchise belt. I won this belt. I beat up an Amazon Prime delivery driver. I am the champ. I'm defending my title January next year. And Mauricio Sulaiman told me I got to pay him or I'm gonna get stripped of the belt. So I have one too.
I'm calling you out, Coach. I want that title. I'm calling you out.
Yeah, otherwise you from the Shan BF. Yeah,
nah, Coach will kill me.
I think his internet's a bit funny. His Wi-Fi.
Well, we're wrapping up anyway. So
is what? Yeah.
Hey, Chan. I know you're trying to get off, so let me just quickly sum up. You guys just spent over an hour talking about this, and obviously there's a dispute, so he's not undisputed. Number one, I'm hearing points. Puro is my boy, and like we're homies and all that. We just disagree on this. I'm gonna say you cannot hold the WBC regular title and the championship at the same time, and the franchise designation at the same time. That is clear because when Loma took the franchise designation, then Devin got moved up to the title. And the same thing with Canelo, and I think it was Charlo, right? So you can't hold both at the same time. So that's a fallacy. Obviously, Canelo realized this when he moved up to 168, and he did not take the franchise designation at 168. He has the regular WBC belt. That's why he's undisputed. It's not T.O.'s fault. He didn't ask for that. He asked for the franchise, but it's Loma's fault for dropping the title. Otherwise, T.O. would be he should be undisputed, but he's not. So the reason why he's not is because in order to be undisputed, the other three sanctioning bodies have to recognize you. It's an agreement between the sanctioning bodies of which title they recognize. Now, in 10 years or 5 years or however many years, maybe every weight class will have a franchise champion, and maybe they'll realize it was a mistake and just throw it in the garbage where it belongs. But you can say over and over, like in 10 years, every weight class will have a franchise, and that's going to be like the WBA super belt. But we don't know. What we're dealing with is right now, in this moment, and this time, the WBC franchise designation is not a recognized title. Therefore, unfortunately for T.O., through no fault of his own, he is not undisputed. And we wouldn't be having a 2-hour conversation about it if he was undisputed. Like, we don't have to have a 2-hour conversation about Josh Taylor being undisputed. We don't have to have a 2-hour conversation about Canelo being undisputed at 168. And we don't have to have a 2-hour conversation about Terrence Crawford being undisputed at 140. The reason why we're having this 2-hour conversation is because he's disputed. He's disputed. It's not undisputed.
Yeah.
Sorry. I love you, Puro. I love you, Puro.
Yeah.
But
and I'm sure we're going to keep on having
right.
a bloody conversation until he fights Devin Haney or moves to 40, and then that's it. And then it's game over. Hap, could you just give us in closing as well? And Tony, you can after say where you can find you. Hap, what's your prediction for tomorrow?
Normally I completely disagree with Tony on the undisputed thing. Rarely we agree on that. I disagree with him on the prediction. I think Kambosos is fast. He does throw good combinations, but the whole tale is going to be told by reach. His reach is that of a young child. And T.O. is going to play with him with the jab, keep him on the outside, and beat the crap out of him.
Yep. So what do you call it? A stoppage? What round? Come on.
I'll say late stoppage.
Like what? 10? Round 10?
No, like 8 to 10, somewhere in there.
10. Okay, I'm calling it 4 to 6. I'm calling it 4 to 6. That's where I'm standing. Tony, tell the guys where they can find you before I thank everybody for coming as well. And Hap, thank you for monitoring the chat. Massively appreciated, mi hermano.
I enjoy that. I like whacking the trolls.
I know. I love it. You're one of the best moderators. You actually do moderate. So thank you very much. Tony, let's go.
You can find me at Tony's Reviews. It's TONEY, like James Tony.
Reviews. Lights out.
That's right. and it's gonna be lights out for Pablo's predictions being correct because Tio's gonna lose tomorrow, and he's right. We seldomly agree, but he's gonna agree with me all the time after Kambosos gets this win. That's all I really gotta say.
I'll have some crow on ice for after the fight. So you guys, whoever, I may have to eat crow, or maybe you have to come back, Tony, and eat crow. But I've got your crow on ice.
No, you're not going to eat crow, Chan. It's going to be Tony, as usual.
So, yeah, it's good.
What was your prediction, LadyChann?
My prediction was Tio 4-6. He's going to get him out of there 4-6. Yeah. Giving it no longer than 6 rounds on this, I'm afraid. Stoppage straight.
Yeah. I don't know if
Tony likes these weird fighters. I don't know why. He likes Kambosos. He likes White. I don't know. He likes some strange dudes.
That's what makes it right, go round. We can't all be the same. Right. We can't all be the same, mate. And Egg Shake, what was your prediction? Sorry, because
I just don't know if Kambosos has enough crack to make Tio respect him. So he can outbox him. He can outbox Tio. But if he ends up not giving Tio anything to respect his power, a lot of people are saying an early stoppage because Tio said 1 round stoppage. I think he's excited, honestly. I think it might be a mid to later stoppage, like 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that.
Okay, 7. So between 7 to 10, you're going. Yeah, stoppage. Go ahead, Jed Stuff, before we wrap up. You got anything to say, my brother?
Oh, no, I'll just come back on. You better wrap it up.
Yeah,
but I've seen the prediction anyway. 7 round TKO. I said that earlier in the show, but yeah, just
7 round TKO. So, okay, so I've got these all on record, and we've got crow and ice, and we've got a bit of humble pie with some custard. We're doing it the British way, and we'll see who has to eat what. I want to say thank you guys for all coming. Massively appreciated. Coach Malachi, bold and understanding. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me bold and understanding. Only got a few videos on there. I'm currently working on the video about the Super WBA champion, how that all came about with the whole Lennox Lewis thing. But other than that, that's where you can find me at.
Bold and understanding. So I want to thank Bold and Understanding. I want to thank Tony's review. I want to thank Jed for Outlaw Boxing. I want to thank Egg Shape Form. I want to thank Haplo. I want to thank Queen Lisa Bales. Who else was on? Coach Malachi, Puro Sur Central. I want to thank you as well. Go grab that, please. There's my door popping off. I've got guests in the building. It's Friday night here. Well, it's morning, but it's everyone's come to CHANN. So let's entertain. It's all my peoples. So and they are amazed at what we're chopping up about. They're like, you really like boxing? They really don't know what I do. And then my mates, they're like, you really do this for real? I'm like, yes, for real. So I want to thank you guys all for coming. Everybody in the chat, man. There's too many to mention. Haplo, I want to thank Haplo as well, as usual. Hap, you are always welcome. You know this. And AOBS, everybody that's in the chat, TJ, Paul Evans, thank you. Guys, I do have a sale on my Dundem season merch. It's Black Friday. If you use the code LadyChann1, 25%. You saw Jamal Charlo and Ronnie Shields rocking this shit. Go out and support a bitch. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Massively appreciated. So use the code and everything will be discounted for 25%. DundemSeason.com. So I'm going to sign off. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rep none less. KAMBOSOS CHANN. Gyan. Ra. Thanks, guys.
LadyChann. Fight.